Fair warning, I am like weirdly disassociated today, so if I fuck up my fucking shit, then
That's fine.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Woo! Woo! Anyway, so to catch you all up on quickly on what happened last stream. So Rena's dad has been seeing a woman named what was her name? Rena. And Rena ended up going to get some tea in a cafe and ended up overhearing Rena with who other than Teppei Hojo, also known as Satoko and Satoshi's abusive uncle. She was with him, just openly making out with him, and they were basically being loan sharks. They were being loan sharks. So we find out that the reason Rena is seeing Rena's dad is because she wants to take all his money, essentially. Because the whole plan was Teppei was gonna show up and be like, "You got Rena pregnant," not actually, and take all his money. That's like their scheme. That's what they do. What was it called? It was like, Badger something?
Yeah, Badger game.
Badger game. Yeah. So Rena overheard that and was like, holy fuck. And was like, I need to do something about this. Approached, or was going to approach, Kasai, because Kasai seemed to know Teppei and Rena. And so was planning on talking to him and figuring out how to take care of it. And then ended up being followed to her secret hideout by Rena. And Rena smelled suspicion and was like, oh, you have found me out. Started choking Rena, and then Rena was like, okay, and then killed Rena. Just killed her. Just killed her, and then lured Teppei also to her secret hideout. And then killed him with her hatchet. Yeah?
Killing Rena was self-defense. Killing Teppei was not.
Yes.
Yes, Bat, and if you spoil anything, I will appear in your household and rend you limb from limb.
I've already had one thing spoiled for me, and I don't want anything else spoiled for me. Crying, forever crying.
You wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't do
that? Don't do that,
Bats.
Bats wouldn't do that. Bats wouldn't do that. I trust bats with my whole life. Anyway. Let's go, chapter 6. Oh. I'll talk about the thing that was spoiled once it's actually happening in the actual story. Once it happens, I'll be like, this is the thing that was spoiled for me. Yay!
And we'll beat whoever did it with hammers.
Yay! Alright, guys. Now that we're caught up and know that Rena is a murderer, I'm gonna take a big old fat sip.
The sipper.
And you're gonna read, because it's yours.
It had been very hot for the past few days, and the corpses went rotten quickly. Any housewife knows how fast fresh meat could go bad.
Ugh.
Ew.
I know it too. That's why the first thing I did was to dismember the corpses. There was only one reason why I needed to dismember them. I had to reduce them to a portable size in order to carry them to a place where they'll never be found. When men see the words dismembered corpses, they'll probably feel disgusted because they don't cook. But housewives are used to taking the guts of fish, and they sometimes even see living maggots.
Mm-hmm.
They take the maggots off of the food, or even cook it with the maggots still on.
Bro, when I worked in the grocery section of a store, I saw so many maggots and molds and gross shit. It was awesome.
The heat will kill them after all. Women don't tell men what they do in the kitchen because men wouldn't eat all the food if they knew.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really bother me much to dismember them. I was released from all my problems by killing them. Cleaning up the mess was like nothing to me because I got freedom and regained my happiness. I dismembered the corpses using carpenter tools like a saw and a hatchet. I'm wearing a black sweatsuit I bought for today because I thought I might get stained with blood. Bloodstains don't show on fabric, and I can just throw it away after it's done. I bought a plastic sheet I found in the dump because I thought the blood might spread otherwise. If I did the work on this sheet, I could just burn it after I was done. In the end, dismembering human bodies is no different from preparing food on a chopping board.
I was about to say, she's right, but I don't have experience with this. But I can imagine. If you just think of it, like, as cooking, sure.
I was very tired from chopping apart 2 adult bodies, but I didn't have a problem doing it.
Don't tell me what to do, Moopy. I'm kidding. Thank you.
I cut their arms, legs, and heads, dividing each body into 6 pieces. I heard before that blades get easily ruined by fat when you cut apart a corpse, so I brought many kinds of tools. Hello,
Afternoon.
Corky. I'm killing.
We're killing. Killing.
And I was right. I didn't have to go back and forth between here and my house to get another tool in the middle of work. A long time ago, the construction manager was murdered, and his body was dismembered here during the dam conflict. He was cut into 6 pieces in the same way. Well, I had 2 bodies, and so there was double that, though.
Yum, human meat. Okay. First, small tangent. There was one day, I forget why this came about. I was curious if, eating human meat was illegal. And it turns out it's not. It's only illegal in, like, Idaho, I think, in the US at least. If you can obtain meat, like human meat, ethically, you are allowed to eat it. The more you know. That's at least the last time I checked.
I remembered the main suspect was still on the loose, and the victim's arm he hid hadn't been found yet. I wonder where he hid it. I'd like to ask him. I smiled wryly. Unlike the arms, legs, and heads, the torsos were difficult to take care of. I thought about cutting them into smaller pieces, but I decided against it because I thought it'd be troublesome to clean up the guts. I put each piece in a black trash bag and sprayed on a lot of deodorant. I wasn't sure if that would help against the smell, though. Many bugs flew around me while I was dismembering the corpses. After I finished putting all the pieces into each bag, the bugs were still flying around, but that was just because they could smell the blood. After I cleaned up everything, they were all gone. Now all I needed to do was get rid of these 12 black bags. Burning them would be easiest, but I don't think I can burn them to ashes without using a cremator. The best way is to bury them somewhere. Other than the torsos, every piece is small enough to fit in my backpack. I could easily carry them without being noticed. I could throw them into the river, running through the dam construction site. But if I did that, somebody would find them for sure. I've seen on the news several times before that a bag with body part was found in it beside a river. Every time I heard something like that, I always thought the murderer was stupid. I thought about dumping them into Onagafuchi Swamp, but rotten meat floats. I thought about weighting the bags, but there's no guarantee they'd stay down. So that left me one choice, to bury them. There are many unexplored mountains at the end of the abandoned districts around Yaguchi and Takatsuro. It's probably best to bury them somewhere in the mountains. While it would be safe to bury them here in the garbage dump too, it's not perfectly safe. And so I'm going to bury all these bags somewhere deep inside of a mountain in order to completely erase the 2 of them. My joints hurt since I've been using muscles I don't normally use. I cleaned up the mess very carefully and got into my hideout. While still wearing the sweatsuit, I laid down on the mattress. I washed my hands carefully, but there was still dirt and blood under my nails. I should take a shower later and wash it off completely. When I say things like disposing of corpses, it sounds like I'm the greatest evil of the century. But that's only true if I get caught. What I did isn't a crime as long as I don't get caught. Plus, I didn't do this because I wanted to commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. I did this to protect my father's life and mine. People might speak ill of me, but I don't care about them. In the end, I don't think anybody can really pass judgment on my sins. Sins aren't something to pass judgment on. They're something to confess and atone for.
Copium, yeah.
In other words, nobody can measure the weight of a sin other than the person who committed the crime. Do I regret what I did? Do I feel sorry? No. I don't think I did anything wrong. I truly believe there was no better way than killing them. I'm sure it was the right thing because my life had already started to change since the night I killed them. A few days earlier, I just came home after killing Tepe. My father was cleaning the room Tepe had thrashed earlier. His eyes were swollen. He'd been crying.
Reina, where have you been?
I was talking with him. I said, Rina-san will never come to our house again, so please leave us alone. Therefore, he'll never come back.
I don't think he'll stay away from us that easily. You should watch out for him for a while, too.
It's hard to explain to him why Tepe would never come back. I can't tell him he shouldn't worry because I killed him. I grabbed ice cubes from the freezer, put them in a plastic bag, and handed it to my father. Here you go, Dad. Your cheeks are swollen. He must have only noticed it just then.
This song is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry about cleaning up the mess. I'll do it. I'll get the vacuum cleaner.
Reina,
He called out to me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. They make their living by deceiving people. You were just one of their targets.
Reina, did you know who they were?
Yes, I found out recently. I didn't tell you because I thought you wouldn't believe me. I'm sorry. He looked down. When he told me about how he wanted to get remarried, I told him that they were bad people and that they scammed others with badger games. But he didn't listen to me. So I was right in saying that he wouldn't have believed me at all. She took advantage of your pain.
I'm a very bad father.
Then he started talking about how he met Rina, as if trying to absolve his guilt. It was when he was suffering the most, and he needed to drink away his sorrow. At a bar he happened to go into, Rina-san was the one who came to his table. It was her job to be a good listener when her customers talked. Rina must have been a really great listener, and offer words of comfort when he talked about their divorce. If he was emotionally stable, he could have taken it as a kindness that she was only offering at the time. But he was so desperate that he took it the wrong way. After that, the tragedy was inevitable. He wanted to believe that it was destiny, and he glamorized everything about her. It would be easy to laugh at him and say that he was just dreaming. But I don't blame him because being weak is also part of being human. He had plenty of opportunities to grow suspicious of her questionable spending habits. But my father just read even that behavior as an attempt to cheer him up. He bought everything she asked him to, and Rina had landed her catch. He shouldn't have brought his lover to the house where his daughter lived. But he was crazy about her, and he didn't even think about it.
I'd forgotten that I was a father first. What was I thinking?
He started crying. I held his shoulders gently. It's okay. You realized it in the end. You're my father, no matter what. You're the only family I have. He couldn't stop moaning. We held each other and cried together. The next day, my father got up early in the morning. He was already cooking breakfast when I got up. And he told me,
Your father is going to get his act together from today onward.
Dad, you should have used salad oil before you cooked them sunny side up.
It's been a long time since I cooked.
He pried off the burning eggs on the pan with a spatula, and he added salad oil to it. It was too late. Doing that just made it an even bigger mess. But I didn't say anything because I wanted to eat his eggs. I waited at the table quietly. He put the burned eggs on a plate and brought them over to me. It looked like he tried to salvage them by adding cheese, but it didn't really work. Still, it smells good and crispy. It actually stimulated my appetite. Thick cut toast popped out of the toaster. I made coffee with extra milk and sugar because my father liked it sweet. He put everything on the table. It looked terrible, like the cooking class of an elementary school. But to me, it was precious because my father tried very hard to make it wearing the apron. Great! It smells good! I hope it tastes as good as it smells! It won't though.
It might be better. It might be better that you do the cooking. Feel bad making you eat this.
I'll take care of cooking while you take care of getting a job.
Fuck.
It had been a taboo to talk about work in our house. He hadn't worked since the divorce.
Damn, son.
It wasn't only because of the divorce, though. He just didn't have to work because the settlement my mother gave him was so huge. Plus, I let him be lazy because I felt guilty about the divorce. But my father cleared his wrongdoing by showing repentance to me. And I also atoned for my sin of not doing anything about my mother by doing what I did the previous night. Now we are free of sin.
I'm going to try to find a job. I'm thinking about going to the employment service agency today.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's not money that he wanted. He just needed a normal lifestyle.
I'm old and not very strong. I'm a bit worried if I can find a job at all.
What kind of job are you looking for?
I'd prefer a desk job, but I don't think a lot of companies would offer one to an old man like me.
I can ask my friend. Michan is the daughter of a big landowner in Hinamizawa, so she might be able to find you something.
No, it's okay. I'll do it myself. I have to man up, you know? You and your pride. And your
I don't remember the
ego.
last time we enjoyed breakfast like this. I don't even remember the last time we had breakfast together. For the first time in a long time, the morning light felt refreshing. I wanted to keep enjoying life like this. But unfortunately, I had to go to school. I told him that I'd skip school that day and that I wanted him to take me somewhere fun, but he tried to be a good father and said I had to go to school. Well, I have to go now.
Okay, have a good day at school.
He followed me to the front door. I was a bit embarrassed for some reason. He talked to me while I was tying my shoes.
Those pink shoes, I keep looking at them. They're so fucking cute. Those are the cutest shoes I've ever seen in my life.
They have a nice heel, too. Real sport.
Yeah.
He followed me here not because he wanted to see me off, but because he wanted to tell me something.
I've been sad ever since your mother divorced me. But I realized that I shouldn't be sad because I have you, Reina. I didn't have to feel sad at all.
Dad, that's what being a family is about.
Yes, you're right. Again, I'm not a good father because I had to learn something that simple and important from my own daughter.
Well, I have to go now. Keiichi-kun is waiting for me.
Have a good day. Oh, Reina, I'm going to cook dinner tonight. I'll do the grocery shopping on the way back from the employment service agency. Look forward to it. I promise I won't fail like I did just now.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. See you tonight. Oh, I'm gonna die of food poisoning.
Yay!
I left the house. My father saw me off, still in the apron. It was the first step of our new life. I finally regained it. I finally regained everything we lost after we left Hinamizawa. My mother wasn't around, but I didn't feel sad because I had my father. The cries of the cicadas sounded as if they were celebrating my new life. The sunshine was bright and the wind was sending up a nice breeze. The only thing that wasn't nice was the ticking clock. I was late because I spent so much time talking with my father.
Uh-oh.
Keiichi-kun might already be gone. I don't think he'd be waiting for me that long. But he was there anyway.
Hey! Good morning!
Good morning! Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. I usually make you wait. So it's okay that I wait once in a while.
We're really going to be late. We should walk fast, I think.
Yeah. Let's walk fast. We might have to run at the end.
Michan might already be gone.
She's waiting for sure. We're friends. We'd never leave each other behind, right? Oh, the song. Anyway, did something good happen this morning?
What? Why'd you ask that?
Well, you look very happy for some reason. I just thought maybe something good happened to you.
The good mood I was in must have just been too obvious for Kate. You couldn't be to ignore. And not only my family, but my friends, too. I felt something warm spreading in my heart. Well, I'll tell you what happened this morning. My father made breakfast, but...
What, isn't that the right way to cook eggs? You use salad oil for making salads, don't you?
What? I have to tell everyone you just said that. What did you say? Those rude remarks are unforgivable.
Fine, bring it. If you're saying that, then you're willing and ready to throw down, aren't you? Hey, what's going on? Satoko, Kei-chan, why don't you two place an outside bet on our club activities today? It'll be fun.
Michan, what's an outside bet? What is it?
An outside bet means what it says, that Satoko and I would place a bet on each other outside the game. The one who played worse than the other has to suffer an extra punishment besides the normal one.
That means I get to see one of you suffer no matter who loses today. Yay!
Thanks, Rika.
So what do you say, Satoko?
That sounds like a wonderful idea to me. That's a wonderful idea.
That's a wonderful idea.
Keiichi-san will take a punishment for being the lowest ranked in the game and another punishment for losing to me. Ha! How wonderful!
Great! I like your spirit, Satoko. Alright, let's play today's game with their outside bet.
It's more fun to think about punishments than to think about the game itself.
It sure is! I can't wait to see how miserable Satoko's going to look after she takes her punishment.
Keep dreaming, Keiichi-san! Ouch! Take that! Stop it! Ah!
Stop fighting, you two. The game hasn't even started yet.
Sensei opened the door and came in.
Take your seats, everyone. Let's start homeroom, and then you can all go home.
Everybody headed to their seats. Michan,
What?
I'm sorry to ruin the mood, but I have to go home after school. I have things to do again today.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry that you have to go. Are you busy with housework or something?
Yep.
Well, this old man has no right to stop you when it comes to housework. I don't do housework myself, our housekeepers do. I'm rich as fuck.
Thanks for reminding me. You should help them sometimes. It'll be good training for married life.
That's sexist. Don't worry about that. I already have the kind of skill, you know, to be a good wife. By being a husband.
Literally.
Because I'm trans.
Literally, she's so trans bad.
She's yes.
Yes.
What is he trying to tell us? Sorry.
Michan looks like the kind of girl who tries to stay away from chores as much as possible, but she can't actually do everything. That's just who she is. She went through hard times to learn those things, but she acts like she learned them without any struggle. That's also who she is. I like that about her.
What? Are you going home, Rena?
Then you won't see Keiichi-san going to the teacher's office wearing an embarrassing uniform. What a shame.
It's going to be fun. Pity you have to miss it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You went home right after school for housework yesterday, too. Did something happen?
Yeah, kind of. It might take me a few more days.
Well, then I guess you can't join us for a while.
Maybe. I'll try to finish as soon as I can.
Can we help out with the thing you have to do? If it's something like
No.
carrying out old furniture, let me know. I can help with that. I'm a man. Are you redecorating your house? This old man can bring lots of help for that.
I have an idea. We can make a game out of helping her out with her housework.
At this rate, the person who doesn't end up helping her will be the winner.
Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it seems like there's nothing we can do. Therefore, I announce Rena Ryugu's withdrawal from the front lines as of today. I order you to take a rest till you finish doing your housework and to return to the front as soon as you've regained your strength. Well, there are mini games for 4. Oh, can you play Mahjong, Kei-chan? Yeah, the friends that help dispose of the evidence stay together. Yeah. My dad sometimes forces me to play Mahjong with him and his friends from work.
Oh my god. My girlfriend and some of our friends have, like, really gotten into, like, Rishi Mahjong lately, and I can't follow that shit at all. I have no idea what the fuck is going on at any given moment.
Mahjong, let's go! Hey, Bash. Satoko. Ho 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 ho! Cow.
Of course, we are good at Mahjong as well.
Yippee!
After that, they fooled around and made a lot of noise, just like they always did. I looked at them and reminded myself that I always have a place to return to. I left the classroom with a smile. I was going to Higuchi on my bicycle. I had to find a place to bury the backs of the body parts. Hopefully I could finish burying all of them today before it gets dark. With that, everything would be over and done with.
I don't like that the back of the tiles are made of bamboo. You guys haven't marked them, have you? I feel like my brain is slowly dying every time I try to learn Mahjong. I remember I had my grandma had Mahjong, like a Windows 98 version of it on her computer, and I remember I would just click around to see what would fucking happen, and I had fun doing that, but I had no idea what I was doing.
I wouldn't be too sure. Keiichi-san, you sound traumatized by the experience you had with our card game.
Well, I think there are some scratches on them. They're cheap ones, you know. But it's more fun when there's an element of doubt, don't you think?
Me, how many reds do you want to use? 6?
Oh, this is me. Rika-chan sounded professional, and it scared me. Oh well, I should start by checking the tiles. Playing Mahjong with my family is different from playing it as a club activity. I have to be cautious. It's possible that one tile is missing or that there's one extra of a particular tile in here. Windows Mahjong is solitaire is the thing? What? What?
Mahjong is just like poker. I don't know how the fuck to play poker either.
I don't know how to play
thing.
poker either.
People always like, oh, poker or blackjack, it's so easy. It's like, maybe for you, I'm dumb.
I think I know blackjack. Is that... No, I don't think I know blackjack. I know... Unless blackjack is the one where you have to hit or stand and try to get 21. I don't know.
Play Snap.
I don't know what that is.
What?
What is
I don't know
that?
what Snap is. It's a card game where, like, you have 2 people, and I guess you could do it with more people, but you have 2 people, and you each have, like, half of the deck, and you each take turns throwing a card into the middle. And if 2 cards of the same number appear one after the other, you have to slam your hand down on the deck and say snap, and then you take the cards.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that was called. I've played that before.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've played that. I've played Go Fish. I've played Solitaire. I love Solitaire. But yeah, Go Fish is like a different kind of deck, though. I don't know. Anyway. It's possible that one tile is missing, or that there's one extra of a particular tile in here. We don't do things like that. Still, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Okay, I have played blackjack then. Yeah, I like blackjack. Let's put them all face up on the table and check them before we start the game. Come on. Everybody flip the tiles face up. One dragon is missing.
1 low pin and 1 low so are missing too. Oh, 1 low one is missing also.
What's going on? There are so many missing tiles. Oh, I remember. Hold on a second. Mion hit the palm of her hand with her fist, moved her chair aside, and stuck her finger into a gap in the floorboards. She then pulled a tile out of there. There you go, this is the dragon. I don't remember where I put the other 3. Wait, Mion, why are there so many tiles hidden in the classroom? Well, you know... She must have hidden the other 3 tiles somewhere in the classroom and forgot where. We couldn't play Mahjong with 3 tiles missing. I suggested playing another game, but Mion insisted that we had to find them and suggested making that treasure hunt our game.
As long as I can make Keiichi-san suffer a punishment, I care little as to what kind of game we play, but to be honest with you, I prefer to play something more interesting than that.
I agree. Plus, you're not sure that they are here in the classroom, right, Mion? No, they're here. Or maybe this old man might have put them in the pockets and in his pockets and left them by the washing machine. I don't remember.
I recommend checking the total number of tiles after we play Mahjong with Mion next time.
Everybody except Mion nodded in agreement. What? You don't want to play our classroom tile hunting game? In other words, cleaning up the mess Mion made so she could cheat! Do it yourself. Don't use our club activities for personal reasons. Fine, fine. So what do you want to do? We can't play Mahjong now. What are we playing then? Does anybody have any ideas? As our club president, Mion usually decides what we'll play. I couldn't just come up with something on the spot. While we were all thinking, Mion hit her palm with her fist just like she did earlier. I got an idea. If you don't want to hunt for tiles, let's do a real treasure hunt. What name comes to your mind when I say treasure hunting? Rena, right? Oh no! You mean, are we going to the garbage dump at the dam construction site? Oh no!
I don't really go there often, but the place is large.
I've heard that the place is haunted by the ghost of the man who was murdered there. His body was cut into pieces. We shouldn't go near.
A ghost? I like it. That's even better. I didn't know there was a rumor like that. I do know that someone was murdered there and that the main suspect is still on the loose. He hit the arm of the victim and it hasn't been found yet, right?
There's a rumor that the construction site manager, the victim of the dismemberment murder case, became a ghost and that he's wandering around the place to find his missing arm.
Rika, you don't like ghosts? Don't tell me you're still scared of ghosts.
I'm a shrine maiden. I can see them even if I don't want to.
Wow, you could see ghosts? If I remember right, I've heard those who can see spirits see them as naturally as they do us. Not really.
That's utterly ridiculous. I've been living with Rika for a long time now, but I've never seen anything like that.
That's just because you can't see them, but I can. For example, when you're asleep in your bed, I always see... Nipa!
Nipa's in the chat! Go!
Get him out.
Get him out! Get the Nipas out!
Rika, why did you smile like that? What were you about to say? What do you see when I'm sleeping?
Satoko, I feel sorry for you. You can pretend you're not scared of ghosts during the day, but I'm pretty sure you get scared when it's dark. I'm gonna have to make a silent phone call tonight just to scare the hell out of her. Including myself, I don't think anybody really likes going there. Rena is the only one who does. If Rena finds a ghost when she's in her cute mode, she might take it home with her.
That's so true. Oh my god, I have a sticker of that. That's so true. She'd say, "Oh, I'm taking you home with me."
How's in the chat? No. It was so easy to imagine that all of us laughed. I love my Higurashi things. Well, let's do it. Let's go treasure hunting. If you find a ghost, you win. You get a point if you find the victim's missing right arm. And you also get a point if you find anything that Rena would like. We could show what we found to Rena later, and we'll let her decide who's the winner.
Oh, I can't wait to win the game and make Keiichi-san take double the punishment.
Hey, Satoko, are you sure you want to win? That means you're going to see a ghost. Woohoo!
Stop it! You're getting on my nerves!
I don't want to go there. I'm scared of ghosts too.
What do you mean you're scared of ghosts too? Who else are you referring to? I'm not scared at all. Hey, Keiichi-san, stop doing that!
Let's go, everybody. Let's find the ghost. Woo! Let's go find a dead body.
Yippee!
And it'll be over with. Everything will be over and done with. Yes, it will be over when the Higurashi cry. Holy shit. That's the name of the game.
No, it's not.
Higurashi when they cry.
No, it's not.
Okay, fine. Fuck you then. There it is! There it is!
Sorry. I'm just being an asshole.
Whoa. Guys,
I like the
chat.
way your ears twitch.
Thanks.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's a weird thing to say, but...
no, they're connected to my to like the mouth XY. So if I go, the ears do the thing. But guys, I just need to tell you all that yesterday I played all of Silent Hill 1 so I could get a new game plus for the Donathon next month. Because I want to do the UFO ending for the Donathon. I think it'd be fun. And then there was an issue with my BIOS on my emulator, and so it didn't save at all. And that sucked. And I was sad. But today I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Silent Hill 1 before this stream, and I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna get New Game Plus. And I did it with 20 minutes to spare.
That's true, I was there.
Cal was there, I was in call with him. Anyway, that was just my little side thing, and I'm just still like, woo! Over it.
So, that's it.
Rena finished making her confession. There was no applause or curtain call. It was a quiet and lonely stage that Rena performed on alone. I think I'd forgotten to blink since her confession started. Everybody else seemed to be feeling the same way. Rena looked at us, like she was a teacher waiting for questions from her students. We noticed that she was imitating what Chie-sensei does at the end of class, and we all smiled bitterly.
I went to Yaguchi earlier to find a place to bury these bags. It was hard to pick a place because I wanted to make sure that nobody would ever find them. I even thought about burying them in my backyard because it might be the safest. But after I thought about it, I knew that wouldn't work. My father might start planting vegetables one day and he might find them. So it's better that I bury them somewhere in the mountains. Plus, I don't ever want to let her near my father, even though she's dead.
I just wonder, like, how this went down, how this interaction, like, came to be. Like, they all went to the junkyard and just ran into Rena with a bunch of bags filled with body parts. And then she was like, okay, let me explain myself. And that seems
Listen,
to be
I
what
have
happened.
an explanation.
I have an explanation. Like, how, like, she could have just written that off and been like, nah, this is a bunch of junk I'm throwing away. Don't worry about it, you know? Like, how did it come to be? How did they find out that they're body parts? Because the smell? I don't know. Like, I'm curious. Anyway, I felt like I did something very bad. Rena's plan was going smoothly. If I'd only hunted for the mahjong tiles instead of insisting on doing something else, this wouldn't have happened. When I looked at the others, they all seemed to be regretting their actions too. If Mion hadn't come up with the idea to play at the garbage dump, if Satoko hadn't found the broken refrigerator— oh, there we go. We got her. If Rika-chan had convinced us not to go, Rena could have had a few more days and she could have gotten rid of these trash bags. They never would have been found. Then what would have happened next? Nothing. Everything would have remained the same. We could have kept having happy and peaceful days. Rena had been through a hard time, but she'd been forcing her face into a smile for us. The fake smile was supposed to become a real smile one day. None of us were supposed to notice that Rena was going through a hard time. After a while, Rena was supposed to be able to forget the bitter memory of killing these two, and she was supposed to live as if nothing had happened. But now, all of her effort, all her courage, had been ruined.
I know killing people is a bad thing to do.
That sure is a screenshot.
I didn't want to do this, and I don't want to do it again in the future. But I believe this was the best solution, and I also believe I didn't do anything wrong. I just applied my utmost efforts when God presented me with this equal opportunity to regain my happy, peaceful life. Saying we should accept suffering and live an immaterial life without desires is nothing more than petty words from those who have plenty. Nobody can belittle my efforts. Rather, they should praise me for what I did. They should celebrate for me. Rena Ryugu fought for her own fate, and she won.
I don't know why I did it, but I interrupted her. I shouldn't have, but I thought I needed to tell her this, so I did. But Rena, why didn't you tell us?
What do you mean?
We're friends, aren't we? Friends are always on your side without exception, no matter what. I thought friends were like family. If you told us about it, we could have helped you. Then you wouldn't have had to get your hands dirty. What Rena told us made me sad. I couldn't help myself from saying that to her. Rena told us straight that she did the best she could. She told us that right to our faces. That's the same thing as saying that she didn't need us in order to do the best she could. Kei-chan, you can say that now, but... Wait, let me finish. I believe that friends are there to share both happiness and hardship. If you came to talk to us, I believe we could have done something different and we could have led you to a better future. You didn't have to kill people.
A better future? There's no better future than what I have right now. This is the best possible future.
That's a lie!
There
My
I-
shout seemed to scare her a little. I knew that Rena didn't believe that this was the best possible future. She just didn't have any other choice. If she'd had other choices, she definitely wouldn't have chosen this one. I know you don't believe that, because you're crying.
What? Who's crying? Me? I'm not crying.
Yes, you are! You've been crying the whole time! Haven't you noticed it? In fact, I didn't see any tears in her eyes or on her face at all. But that didn't mean she wasn't crying. Rena was crying. She was crying because she was driven into a corner after all the hard work she did to become happy. Her tears looked sad. Anyone who couldn't see those tears wasn't really thinking about her.
I'm not crying. I won't cry. I did the right thing. I made the right choice. There's no reason for me to cry. That's ridiculous. I have no idea what you're talking about, Keiichi.
I know it. You're crying right now. Right now! Rena stopped laughing all of a sudden, and she spoke with a cold expression on her face.
Okay. Let's say I did what you just told me. I told you all about my father and that woman. Then what?
Well,
Then what?
Rena had never talked to me like this before. It was as if she was mocking my ignorance, and that made me shut my mouth.
You don't know what happened last year.
Last year?
Yeah. Last year. It happened in June of 1982. There was someone who had no choice but to kill a person to free himself from his misfortune.
Satoko gasped.
Keiichi-kun, I don't think you know much about him. About Satoshi Hojo-kun.
I know that he's Satoko's older brother. He's been missing, but people say he transferred. There's a rumor that he killed his aunt for Satoko's sake. Therefore, it's been taboo to talk about Satoshi in my class, actually in all of Hinamizawa.
Satoshi-kun was under the same conditions as I was. He just wanted to have happy and peaceful days. He just wanted to live peacefully and quietly with his sister. You've heard about what kind of a person Satoko-chan's aunt was, haven't you?
If what I've heard is true, this is what happened. After Satoko lost her parents, her uncle and aunt got custody of her and her brother, but they were miserable people. Remember Happy Day? Yeah. Her aunt was especially cruel to Satoko. Satoshi was the kind of guy who wouldn't even hurt a fly. But his aunt probably was the only one whom he didn't have a problem killing. That's how terrible a person she was.
Everybody in Hinamizawa knew about the trouble the Hojo family had. Everybody knew that their aunt was a hysterical and crazy person, and that she bullied Satoshi-kun and Satoko-chan. Everybody knew everything. Everybody in our class knew it too. Mii-chan, the future head of the three families, knew it. Rika-chan knew it, and Satoko-chan knew it too, of course, because she was the one experiencing it. The friends you're talking about knew what Satoshi-kun was going through more than anybody in Hinamizawa. And what happened? Did anybody help Satoshi-kun? No. Nobody did. Mii-chan had the most influence out of all of us, but she made up a lame excuse, saying that it might create a conflict between the Sonozaki family and the villagers. In the end, all she did was hurting him by offering her sympathy.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Satoshi-kun knew it too. He knew that you were only pretending to sympathize with him. He knew that you had no intention to help him. That's why Satoshi-kun started to hate you, Mii-chan. He said that you always told him you were his friend, but after all that, you turned out to be just another Sonozaki. Just another person who bullied the Hojo family.
I didn't mean to.
You didn't do anything to help him. You rejected his request for help by sympathizing with him. Do you have any idea how much that hurt?
Mion tried to find something to say, but failed to do so. She bit her lip instead.
Rika-chan, you were the same too.
Now Rena was pointing fingers at Rika-chan. Would you be able to snooze the ad?
Yes.
Thanks.
Unlike Mion, Rika-chan looked emotionless and empty, just like Rena did.
Rika-chan, you don't have the kind of power in Hinamizawa that Mii-chan does. Your word carries a lot of weight with the old people who come to your shrine, don't they? There was something you could have done for him, but you didn't! Rika-chan did exactly the same thing as Mii-chan did. You just pretended to be his friend. All you did was sympathize with him and Satoko-chan. You didn't try to help them out of the trouble they were in. Can you imagine how cruel and merciless your sympathy was to them? Satoshi-kun wanted help. He wanted somebody to help him. He was at a dead end and couldn't get out of there by himself. He was sinking all the way down to his neck in a swamp, reaching for help, and waiting for someone to grab his hand.
You're right.
Rika-chan's voice sounded mature. It was very different from how she usually sounded.
I didn't know how to save them. All I could do was to offer them some consolation. I'm not going to deny it, nor am I going to make excuses for my sin of not trying hard enough to find a way to save them.
I didn't know you knew.
Rena gave her a twisted smile. That ugliness caused me to look away.
And Satoko-chan, I don't know if you'll believe me when I say this, but you're weighed down with sin too.
I didn't understand why she was blaming Satoko. I tried to take her side, but I gasped in surprise when I looked at her. She looked like she was accepting the sin that Rena had mentioned. Satoko must have wanted to confess her sin before Rena pointed it out to her, and so Satoko opened her mouth first.
I don't know if you'll believe me when I tell you this either, but I realized it on my own. I know what my sin is. I see. I realized it on the night that Nini disappeared. I wish I'd realized it while he was still there. I understand how you feel. That sense that it was too late for regrets, right? I feel the same way. It happened to me before. That's why I fought this time. Satoko-chan, I'm sure you can atone for your guilt in the future, because you realized what you did. But that won't bring Nini back. He's not coming back.
Satoko looked down sadly. Usually, Satoko would say the opposite. She always said that Satoshi was coming back one day without a doubt. Now, she accepted the fact that he would never return. She accepted it easily, as if she knew already, because he's her brother.
Do you understand now?
She asked me all of a sudden.
That's how they were in 1982. Satoshi couldn't talk to everybody he thought could help him. He told them that he needed help. He told them what he was going through. He consulted with them. He even came to me, even though I had just moved here at that time. I don't think it was embarrassing or shameful that he did that. People get desperate when they're unhappy. Satoshi-kun tried very hard, but he couldn't do anything about the situation and he asked for help. He kept asking for help. You said that friends are always on your side no matter what, but this is what friends really are. They're actually just people you hang around with for fun. They don't help you when you need them. Friends are always like that. That's why I decided not to tell anybody when I found out that I was in the same situation as Satoshi-kun. I knew that nobody would help me and that nobody could. I didn't need sympathy. It only makes me feel worse. It's better that I at least have fun at school.
I feel Rena so hard right now.
In fact, I did have fun at school. I was very happy. I was able to forget about the trouble I had with that woman, even if only for a short amount of time at school. I wish Satoshi-kun could have done that too. If he did, he wouldn't have had to feel so constantly hopeless, and he could have at least enjoyed his time at school. He didn't have any other choice than beating his aunt to death anyway. I didn't know how to help him at that time because I just moved here. All I could do was listen to him and try to make him feel better. There might have been something more I could have done. I might have been lazy in thinking about what I could do. But at that time, in 1982, I thought I was his friend.
She's crying! She's crying! Rena's self-derisive laughter changed into grievous sobs. Derisive?
Yeah.
Derisive. Self-derisive laughter changed into grievous sobs. Her tears gradually wore away at our relationship of trust. Nobody will help me. Friends are just people whom you have fun with. You can't trust them. The more Rena cried, the clearer we heard her voice and her heart. Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan looked into the distance with sad expressions on their faces. I was the only one who could say anything back to her now. I had to tell her this. And she knew it, too. She just needed to hear it from someone. I braced myself to tell her something that might hurt everybody. I understand, Rena. I understand what happened in 1982. I understand that they were heartless. But Satoko also told you this. They realized their sins. They regretted what they did and didn't do. So it should be different this time. They can understand your pain, and they can help you.
You weren't here last year. I'm afraid you don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. I wasn't here last year. I wish I were. If I was here last year, I would have fought for Satoshi.
So here's my case for Satoshi x Keiichi.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Same sentence.
Yeah. I'm sorry, there was a line of her saying you're lying.
You're lying!
I'm not lying! I've learned how important friends are since I moved to Hinamizawa. I'll fight for my friends! If I was here last year and I knew what Satoko's aunt did to her and Satoshi, I wouldn't have given Satoshi the opportunity to beat her to death. I would have done it myself! I didn't even know he was gonna say that, and I was joking, saying I would have done it myself. Holy shit!
Because he does it with Teppei.
He does it! Yeah. I would have done it in 1,500 seconds. I wouldn't have even hesitated. I would have beaten her to death with a metal bat.
That's easy for you to say. But you don't know the kind of determination you need to kill another person.
I don't know that, and I don't need to know that either. You know why? Because it's an obligation to help your friends.
You don't understand, Keiichi-kun. You don't know how disgusting it is to kill a person. You can never get rid of the dirt on your hands no matter how hard you justify it.
You're right. Killing a person in order to save your friends is such a short-sighted way of thinking. It might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I think things aren't meant to go well when you take care of an evil matter by doing an evil deed. I'm proud of my conviction that I wouldn't hesitate to kill a person for the sake of my friends. But The peace I get by doing an evil deed won't last forever. We all know that by instinct. That's why we all despise evil things, I think.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
She didn't have to tell me that. I was aware I wasn't making any sense. But, for some reason, I could easily imagine a world like that. A world in which I saved my precious friends by committing an evil act. The peace I seized by doing that evil deed didn't last long. It got worse. It ended in a way as terrible as the sin I committed. This is a memory that shouldn't exist. I don't know why, but I know for a fact that it happened. In that world of possibility. Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. For some weird reason, I couldn't prevent myself from smiling in embarrassment, even in a situation like this. But you know it too, don't you, Rena? You know that you didn't want to get your hands dirty. You're crying because you wanted us to help you, but we didn't. You didn't want to be a murderer. You're lying when you claim that this was the best choice you could have made. That's why you've been crying.
That's not true! 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 That's not true!
You know better than anybody if it's true or not. You've been regretting this from the beginning. Even if you were able to hide the corpses without getting caught, you could never have washed the blood off your hands. How are you going to fool yourself into believing that you won't have to live the rest of your life bearing the burden of your sin? There's only one way to do that. You have to believe that this was the only choice. That means you have to live your life denying your friends and denying that your friends are worth asking for help. Are we worth nothing to you, Rena? Of course not. You always believed that friends existed to help each other. Your friends were immature last year. That's why they couldn't help Satoshi from his unfortunate fate. But people grow up. We don't make the same mistake twice. We don't want to regret the same thing twice. So, believe me, we're your friends. We're on your side.
So what you're saying is that I was immature too, right?
Yeah, I am. You were immature because you couldn't believe that your friends grew up. But I'm not going to blame you for that. We didn't notice until today that you've been going through such a hard time all alone. People can communicate their feelings only by talking to others. So there was nothing we could do, because we didn't talk. In that sense, it's hard to say it, but we have to admit that this was meant to happen today in order to make your choice the best one, for real. We finally talked about our feelings. We now know that you've been distrusting your friends since last year and that everybody regretted both what they did and didn't do. So now we finally became true friends.
Finally? But it's too late. We only notice our sins after it's too late.
That's not necessarily true. For example, as your friend, I can understand the things you've done. This time.
What do you mean by that?
I understand that depriving people of their lives is an unforgivable crime, but I also understand that my friend Rena had no other choice but to do this. So I don't think you're filthy, and I'm not scared of you. If something like this happens again, we should talk and think about what we can do together. But this already happened, and I understand that. When I say I understand, I mean I forgive you. I don't hate you for what you did. I said that to everybody this time. I said it to all of my friends. I accept what Rena did. I accept that she had no choice other than to do this, and that this was her last resort after thinking it through many times. So, I'm going to side with her.
Kei-chan.
Of course, if she killed them for money or some other stupid reason, I'd drag her to the police, but that wasn't why Rena did this. She couldn't run away, and she thought it through before she came to this point. If she's guilty of anything, she's only guilty for not talking to us about it beforehand. But I forgive her for that too. I forgive her for coming to this point.
Keiichi.
So, I beg you all, please forgive me for not noticing Rena's situation and for letting her go through it alone. My sin is that I allowed a day like today to come to pass.
Keiichi-san.
We're the only ones who know about these bags. If we keep it to ourselves, everything will be fine. Rena doesn't have to worry about a thing. Let's hide them somewhere like she planned. We'll cleanse ourselves with salt later, and that's it. Let's forgive each other for our sins, and then we'll regain our happy and peaceful days. This is it, right? Rena, this is the future you chose, right? This is the best possible choice, right?
Keiichi-kun.
I jumped on the hood of the abandoned car Rena was standing on, and I reached for her hands. Admit it! This is the world you wanted. This is the choice you wanted to make. But this is something that you can't choose by yourself. All of us have to reach for each other's hands so that Rena can make the choice. In other words, I can't make it happen by myself. I need everybody to reach for each other's hands. So, Rena, you need to do it too. When all of us hold hands together, that's when you can go to the world that exists beyond the choice you made.
Keiichi-kun, I appreciate it. You really mean it. But I'm not sure if that's what everybody else wants.
A little hand touched mine. It was Rika-chan.
Rika-chan.
Rena, you aren't filthy. You didn't give up. You seized your fate even though you had to dirty your hands to do it. I have no reason not to accept you.
Rika-chan's small hand was strong and she spoke eloquently.
I know how comfortable it feels to be stained by disappointment at everything in this world after getting lost in a maze of misfortune. That's why I can understand how strong you are and how hard you fought, alone, without giving up. I'm proud of having you in my life. I agree with Keiichi. I forgive you for your sin, so please forgive me for mine too.
Rika-chan.
I'm just a little girl without any power, but I could have fought. I'll not give up on my fate. I'll fight like you did. So I ask you to accept me as your friend.
Rika-chan usually acts childish, but now she was like a totally different person. She meant every word she was saying. And then another little hand reached out to ours.
Satoko.
Satoko put her hand over mine and Rika-chan's. She didn't say anything, looking down for a while. Rika-chan urged her to speak.
Rika and I lost both our parents. We never cried about it, however, because we have you, a family made of friends. I want us to continue being a family for you. It's natural to get it all out and to confess everything to your family because, well, they're your family. So I think today was a great opportunity for us. I appreciate that we had the chance to forgive each other for our sins.
A family made of friends. Satoko, I like that.
I forgive you for your sin, Rena-san. Please forgive me for mine, too.
A big hand reached out for ours. It was Mion's.
I always thought it was my job as the leader of this club to talk about the importance of friends, so I guess I'm not that good as a leader after all, huh?
Mion.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you.
Mion still smiled and scratched her head.
Rena, I'm ashamed of myself, as your friend and as the club president, for not being able to notice what you've been through. I'd like you to forgive me for that. Of course, I also forgive you for not telling us about it. You couldn't tell me because I wasn't good enough for you. I thought I was trying to be a good leader for you, but I guess I wasn't doing my job. It's my fault. So I forgive you for your sin, Rena.
Rena, now you have all of our hands. We're all ready for you. It's your turn. Reach out for us. Come to us. This is the world you wanted. You have all of our hands right here for you to reach. So don't hesitate.
I'm a murderer. I'll get you guys into trouble.
Rena, we are...
Rika-chan, you don't need to say anything. We're all reaching for your hand. What else do you need to say or prove? Rena, you don't need to say anything. All you need to do is reach out for us. Come on, Rena. This is real. It's not too late. You still have choices you can make, so choose. You can still make it. Come on! It's not too late to start over again. Rena slowly reached out, and her hand touched ours. She didn't hold our hands. All she needed to do was touch our hands to show us her will. Rena chose to live, to share her life with her friends, rather than refuse them for the rest of her life. I took a step closer to her and firmly grabbed her wrist. Grisp. It was getting dark and some stars had appeared in the sky. We all forgave each other for our sins for the first time. And it was a little embarrassing, But Rena's tears made us all cry, and we just kept crying together. We stood in a circle, holding each other by the shoulder and putting our heads together in the middle. We are a family made of friends. We forgave each other, and we were happy together. There's a memory in the back of my mind, but it's not supposed to exist. I tried to save one of my friends in that world. In order to do that, I rejected all of my other friends. I acted recklessly alone, and I brought about the end of the world. The situation we had here is the same as the incident in that faraway world, in the sense that people have been deprived of their lives in order to save one friend of mine. But other than that, it was different. Is he referring to when he killed Tepe?
Do you want me to answer that?
I mean, would it be a spoiler?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, answer that.
Yes, yes.
Hell yeah! I got it! Also, there might be an ad during this emotional moment, so if you don't want the ad...
I snoozed it as many times as I could. Please
Yeah.
forgive me for my sin. I only have 3 snoozes.
So if you don't want to be ad blasted, subscribe! Yay!
Subscribe in the next 25 seconds, or
Yeah.
Rena will have to kill someone again.
Yeah! We have Rena, Mion, Satoko, Rika-chan, and myself. Nobody was missing. We were going to regain them. We were going to regain those happy and peaceful days. The road going there might be a little rough, but we'll walk it together. We all will.
I'll forgive your sins, Bat, as long as you subscribe.
Oh yay! All hail Mogambo! Got a gift sub, thank you. We went to the place in the mountains of Yagochi that Rena had picked for burying the bags. Actually, would this actually be a good spot to stop? To take a break? To pee?
Yeah, absolutely. I could go, sippy.
Alright, let's do that. Let's do a real quick break. Be right back, everybody. Got my water.
Hello.
I got my seltzer. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Seltzer!
I just sneeze. Fuck.
Refreshing. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Leanne, we up?
Should be. You see it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, dogs everywhere. Oh, God.
I gotta get up and close the window!
Ah!
I fucking considered it too. Like, while I was stood up for the break, I was like, should I close the window? No, they're being a little quiet. I can have a cool breeze for a little while longer. No!
No! Not allowed. It's okay, this is
yes, dog.
It's okay, this is narration for me. So I can go ahead and
Fucking yappy ass dog though. Pain.
Okay. I'll wait, okay. We went
here.
to the place in the mountains of Yagochi that Rena had picked for burying the bags. Carrying corpses is a scary thing to do, but it made us united more strongly because of that. I can imagine. Since each part of the corpses is in a separate plastic trash bag, we can tell what's inside in each bag by touching it. First, we forced ourselves to laugh whenever we had to touch the bodies, because we were scared! But after a while, we got used to it, to the point where we could make jokes about it. Of course, all of that was probably a bluff, but we all tried our best. Mion somehow had detailed knowledge of how to hide corpses, as she told me to dig the hole deeper. Rika-chan helped to carry the bags. Satoko used her talent of setting traps to perfectly camouflage the place where we buried the bags. Me? I was in charge of digging the hole. Oh, hole counter! Hole counter! Hole counter! Hole counter! Yippee! Rena dug it earlier, but I made it a little deeper. After we finished all that, we walked back to the place where we parked our bicycles, and we looked back at the place where we buried the bags. It was completely unnoticeable. We'd never be able to find the place again once we left her home. That's how perfect it looked. And it's gonna rain real hard, and then the bodies will come out.
Great! Thank you all for your hard work. We're done here. It's time to go home.
Mion said it cheerfully, as if we just finished club activities or something. We had no more bags to carry, and we no longer had any burden to carry either. We got on our bicycles, but Rena was still standing there, looking into the distance. Hey, Rena.
What? I'm sorry. I think I caught a cold or something. I feel feverish and dizzy.
I don't think I can help my friend to bury a body. This is too much for me. I'd do it.
Weak.
I'd do it. I'd help Cal bury a body.
I'd help you bury a body, buddy.
Yeah! High five! Woo!
Woo!
Rena's face looked slightly red. Mion touched Rena's forehead. It actually was a little warm. She had a tough day today. She had to go through so many things. She had to find a place to hide the corpses. She had to dig a hole. We caught her with the bags. We talked about our feelings. We forgave each other.
Wow,
She
thanks for calling me weak. You're welcome. It was so easy.
Anyway, she must be
I'm the
exhausted after a day like that. Rena, you should rest well when you get home.
Yes, thank you. I will.
Just like Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Rena, we forgave each other for everything. So don't blame yourself anymore, okay?
You were right about me.
What do you mean?
I couldn't fool myself. No matter how hard I tried to justify what I did, I was still scared. Look at me. I'm still shaky even with all the help I got from you. If you hadn't found me with the corpses, I'd have taken care of this. If I'd have taken care of this alone, I wouldn't have been able to bear the burden. I'm pretty sure I would have been crushed by the pressure.
She said all this with a bitter smile. It might take her a long time to heal from the pain, but it must be 100 times shorter than the time it would have taken if she did this all alone. Rena's home was the closest from here. Rena went her way and the four of us were left behind. Mion made a suggestion.
I think we should just forget about today. What do you think?
I agree. I think that would be best for Renaissance, too.
Rena is a strong girl. If we act like nothing happened, she'll act that way too.
If you keep acting for long enough, it becomes real, right?
We'll be able to forget by not talking about it. Our goal is to forget about it completely. I think we'll keep wondering whether or not the day of reckoning will come for the rest of our lives.
You're probably correct. It's not going to be so easy to simply let go.
Even if I can't forget about it for the rest of my life, that's fine by me. The most important thing is to keep it in my heart forever.
The most important thing is that we don't make her think about it.
We nodded in agreement just as my house came into view. Well, this is goodbye. See you at school. Just like always.
Just like always.
I will set a perfect trap for you, just like always.
Goodbye, Kei-chan.
And that's probably the end of that chapter. Or not.
After I parted with them, I still felt hot and dizzy. It felt really weird. I was even staggering to the front door. I felt as if I was floating on air, like I just took some very strong cold medicine. Today, something very shocking, something that made me super happy, and something very embarrassing happened to me. I felt as if my heart and mind were about to explode because they were filled to the brim with both happiness and sadness. I don't know whether I made a crucial mistake today, or if I had the happiest day of my life. I don't know which it is, and all I could do was stare blankly into space. I felt frustrated, too. Even though they were my friends, I was caught in the act of abandoning the corpses. But at the same time, I felt relieved that my reliable friends accepted what I did. Those emotions were all mixed up in my heart, and they were equally strong, making it difficult for me to decide what I was feeling. I was losing my sense of balance. It was like the world was warping around me. I heard sounds as if I was in a shower. Everything left me with a feeling of unreality. When those emotions were about to make me lose control, I felt a heat on my wrist. The part where Keiichi-kun grabbed me earlier started throbbing. My feelings weren't cooperating with me, but the heat on my wrist calmed down for me. I don't know how to express what I felt when my friends and I held shoulders together in a circle earlier. But the feeling was the only thing I knew to be real. I'm home. Huh?
Tadaima! As soon as I open... Oh, that... My bad. That's you.
As soon as I opened the front door, I smelled it. It smelled really good. My father isn't good at cooking, but he likes to try to cook creative dishes. I remember he used to cook something very challenging whenever he was in a good mood. So this smell was a sign that he felt that way. That's why I always liked this smell. The reason he's in a good mood is because he found a job. And not just any job, he found a job with a company created by friends from his old workplace. They remembered my father and promised to hire him. He told me that some of his other colleagues from the old company are also working there. It must be very encouraging for him to work with people he knows, because he hasn't worked for a very long time. The dinner looked great in contrast to how it tasted. It was a dinner to celebrate his new life. To show his determination, to regain his bond with his daughter, and to make a clean start. I talked about a lot of things with my father that night. It had been a long time since the last time I had talked with him like this. I don't remember when it was, but it reminded me of the day I was still happy. Which meant that I'd finally returned to that time. My father still believes that Teppei is coming back one day, so he's still very cautious about locking the doors and windows, and he gets scared every time someone rings the doorbell. I told him so many times that they'd never come back, but I couldn't convince him because I couldn't tell him the reason why. He'll eventually realize that he's free. I'm sure it won't take too long. My heart was full of many, many emotions that day. If emotion could actually burst a heart open, it might happen to me. My brain must have been overworked because so many things happened at once. My head was still fuzzy, but I managed to crawl into bed. I felt like the ground was moving. I totally lost my sense of reality. I remember I once felt like this when I got the flu. I might get a high fever tomorrow. But I don't care. I don't care if I get sick tomorrow. I just wanted to enjoy the fact that I took a step towards my future of my decision. Keiichi-kun told me something like that today. The high fever and the dizziness made me feel frustrated for some reason. But whenever I felt frustrated, I felt the heat on my wrist too. I grabbed my wrist with my left hand tightly. It made the frustration go away, and it brought me relief. Even the dizziness I didn't like just before made me feel like I was in a down-filled futon. Futon is what I was about to say.
Futon.
I was falling asleep in that down-filled futon on my first night in a new world. The dizziness didn't go away for a few days, but I gradually got used to it. This new world looked like the world I used to live in before. But the sunshine was a little bit brighter, and Keiichi-kun's smile looked like it might be a bit more gentle than before. We made more noise than we used to. We spent every day slowly, but in high spirits. Oh, what an idiot I am! I underestimated that dizziness, and I caught a summer cold in June. I wanted to get better as soon as possible. I should have taken the day off from club activities, but I forced myself to play with them every day, and that made it hard for me to get better. I finally learned my lesson recently. I don't need to feel frustrated. There's no limit to happiness in this world. As long as we keep wishing for it, it'll continue forever. I don't need to feel frustrated anymore, because tomorrow I will have the happiness I have today. We'll have the Watanagashi Festival next Sunday. Michan tells us that we'll have a lot of fun and that we'll go extra crazy. I really can't wait.
Yay. Watanagashi! Oh, it's gonna get so much more fucked! Yes!
Everything's so good now. Wait, why is the chapter not ending?
It is now. It is.
Or like
Letter.
the episode, I guess.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I love that song.
It's like when the YouTube video you're watching is like starting to come to an end, you feel like
And
it
then
feels
there's
like we're drawing
3
towards a
hours
conclusion,
left.
and then there's 3 hours left.
Yeah. I'll read this. It's still June, yet the air is filled with the cries of cicadas. How is everyone in Hinamizawa doing? The Watsunagashi Festival is coming just around the corner. We staff members from the Forestry Service are going to perform a wood sculpting demonstration at the festival. We'll be happy to lend out our tools and teach the kids how to sculpt wood themselves. It'll be an excellent memorial gift. Also, we would like to inform everyone that we're going to cut down trees in the local hills this summer as part of the fourth Forest Landscape Management Project. This project involves preserving the beauty of the forest by cutting down old trees and planting new ones. The Forestry Service needs volunteers who are interested in helping us cut down the old trees. You can enjoy the beauty of nature under the blue sky while helping out with this preservation activity. The project will begin during summer break, so you can bring your kids too. This will be a good opportunity for your kids to learn about nature and have a valuable experience. The locations of the project are the forests in the Takatsuro and Yagochi areas. Oh no. Oh no, the Yagochi!
Hey, don't look at the runtime, okay? Everything's gonna be fine, okay?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, gamers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
She believed that if she kept laughing, that she would be happy. She believed that if she cared about someone, that person would care for her as well.
That's where they buried the bodies, Bats.
Leaving the sad memories behind, the girl turned forward to face tomorrow. Without being spoiled, without relying on anyone, all alone, to carve a path toward the future. What awaits her? Is it happiness? Unhappiness? Sumi Horoboshi. I wanted to love someone, but the truth is, I wanted to be loved.
Watsunagashi. Welcome! Would you like a hot dog? Our shaved ice is the best you've ever tasted. You can have it with strawberry syrup, melon syrup, or Hawaiian blue syrup. We can go back and forth with these if we want.
Try our takoyaki roulette. The winner is packed with a ton of mustard.
Oh! Ooh! Yes. There are great many booths at this year's Watsunagashi Festival. Anything can become a festival if there are vendors selling food and music for bond dances, I thought. It's still June, but it had been extremely hot the past few days, almost as if it's already summer. When you have a June festival with bone dance music under this kind of weather, the only thing that's missing to make it a perfect summer festival is fireworks. Oh, Kumagai. Bzz, bzz, this is Kumagai. Oishi-san, can you hear me? Over. I heard a voice coming from... Oh, is this Oishi? Okay, this might be you.
I heard a
Go
voice
ahead.
coming from my portable radio. With this earphone, it looks a little like I'm secretly listening to the horse races while on duty. This is Oishi. I can hear you loud and clear.
The town councilors gave us a lot of food. We have oden, yakisoba, pork belly stew, and some barley tea.
Do you mean the barley tea we can drink on duty, or the one we can't drink on duty?
Well...
If it's a canned drink, I'll take it. If it's in a cup, don't worry about it.
Roger that. And all the members of the town council are here to say hi. We have the mayor and the head of the Sonozaki family, too.
What, that old back audio is there? Can you tell her that I'm patrolling right now and don't know when I'll be back?
Well, I don't think I could do that for you, sir. She knows you have a portable radio, so she told me to call you and to bring you back here. She looks really mad.
I'm sure it'll be a stroke that kills her. Roger that. Tell her with extreme courtesy that I'll be back soon. Please. I'm not gonna do the voice with narration because my throat will give out.
Oh, fair. Go for it.
Oh well. I guess I'll have to go back and mingle with the locals. All of a sudden, a group of kids came running towards me from behind.
The kids!
After a quick look at them, I noticed that they were the granddaughter of the old bag and her friends. They occupied a corner of the shooting gallery stall, making a lot of noise. Mion Sonozaki. When acting her age, she's a cute, normal girl. But do I ever hate it when she acts like a member of the Sonozaki family. She'll be the boss of the Okinomiya Yakuza territory in 10 to 20 years, just you wait and see. And while I was thinking things like that, I noticed that Mion wasn't the one taking leadership of her group this time. It was the boy. That boy, I know him. He just moved here recently. The boy from the Mayabara mansion. Keiichi Mayabara-kun, was it? I heard that the Mayabara family is from the city, and they're supposedly very rich, too. But he doesn't flaunt his family's wealth, and he has a good reputation because of that. Even though he just moved here, he's already adjusted to his new school, and he's popular with his classmates, too. Everyone in the village seems to like him as well. He's very interesting to watch, as a person of many moods. Boys of his age sure have a lot of energy. To be young again.
Hey, you're up next, Rena. You're lucky it's your turn.
Rena, are you okay? Are you feeling sick?
I'm sorry. I guess I had to pass on taking a shot.
Okay, you should take a break for a bit.
Oh my god, hi, Yoma, hi!
Hi, Yoma, hi!
So, that would make it my turn, no? Victory shall be mine! It looked like only 4 of them were having a good time. The girl called Rena seemed outside that circle of smiles. Her name is Rena Ryugu. What was her real name? I couldn't remember, but I can check when I get back to the station. Rena is only a nickname. I believe she moved here a year before Mayabara-kun did. Her mother divorced her father, or something like that. She's a strong girl who does all the housework by herself. She's a very modest girl, I'm told, which is rare in this era. Unlike Mayabara-kun, she'd seem like she really hadn't opened up to her friends just yet. They look like a group of 5, but there's a distance between her and the others. It's a little sad, you know. Mayabara-kun has become a part of the village, but Rena's still by herself. Well, that's just how it looks to me.
Oishi-san, the chief and the section manager are here. Please come back as soon as possible.
Roger that. I can't believe the chief came all the way here to say hi to the locals. I guess he's very dedicated to community service, huh?
Who's Takasugi? Oh. This is Takasugi. Oishi-san, can you hear me? Do you copy? Over.
Yeah, I hear ya. I'm on my way back right now. I'll be there in a minute. If I don't hurry up, even the chief might end up calling me. I ran back to the headquarters tent.
Takano! Yes! 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 Takano! Yeah! Sorry, I get really excited when I see my woman.
That babe. That babe.
Oh, I love her. She's crazy. And hot. Oishi-san, Dr. Irie is here.
They make Kumagai look and sound so much more camp in the anime, and I don't know why that is, because he looks like just a man here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. So what do you think, Dr. Didier?
Oh, this is me now. Oishi entered the cordoned-off area. In there, people from forensics were taking pictures of the corpse from various angles. Irie was squatting down next to the dead body of Jiro Tomitake. When he stood up, he looked pale. Okay, so Tomitake dead again.
I can't believe it. I know, I can't believe it either. As far as I see, he clawed out his own throat. With his bare hands.
Same way as always.
This isn't the normal way to go. Most likely it was the cause of some drug or something. Are you saying he was a drug addict? Who knows? I guess it's gonna be my job to find that out. Oishi-san, what's with this 2x4? Maybe he was swinging it around? Then he threw it away and had more fun clawing at his throat, I guess. Why was he swinging a piece of lumber around? He probably did it in self-defense. Did you notice there are several external injuries on his body?
Every time Oishi shows up, I think about Hank Schrader and I get excited and I'm like, yay, Hank! I love Hank! My favorite guy! He's very much the Hank Schrader character in Higurashi.
Yes, I can see some bruises. The easiest explanation I can think of is that he was attacked by someone on his way home to Okinomiya from the festival. He was seized by the culprit, given a shot of some kind of dangerous drug, went crazy, and died. I've never heard of any drug that can make people claw at their own throats.
Never heard of it, huh, idiot?
I'm not a specialist, but many drug addicts injure themselves when they're in a terminal condition. Well, I'm sure that the old man in forensics will take care of the investigation.
Excuse me, Oishi-san. We found a bicycle believed to belong to Jiro Tomitake about 100 meters away from here.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for the find. Any other clues?
Not yet. They're investigating it right now.
So that means the place where the bicycle was found is most likely the place he was attacked. And then he ran away from the suspect and ended up here.
Oishi frowned, crossing his arms in front of his chest. Irie was looking at the miserable corpse of Tomitake, and he kept saying the same thing over and over. I really love how this chapter, they really glazed over Watanagashi. Like, we never really met Takano or Tomitake. They just showed us them, and then they're dead. And it's like, oh, cool.
Well, you know what happens now.
You know what happens. You know what happens by now. So we're on chapter 6 of, like, fucking 8. So, like...
It's impossible. It's just impossible. Doctor, it happened, so it was possible, okay? Try to think flexibly. Although I get that you don't really see something like this every day, despite being a doctor. Anyway, thanks for your cooperation. You can go home now. We called you here for emergency medical care, but it looks like it was a waste of a trip. Sorry.
Oishi stuck his head out of the blue tent and asked, "Can anybody give him a ride home?" Irie gasped all of a sudden as he turned to Oishi.
What about Takano-san? What happened to Takano-san? What? Oh, your nurse? I think she was with him. Is she okay? Do you know her phone number? Of course. Kuma-chan, get her phone number from Dr. Irie and make someone at the station call her house.
Understood. Doctor, can I have the number?
Yes, here it is.
Kumagai got the phone number from Irie, repeated it back, and then dashed away from the blue tarps.
Doctor, Takano-san and Tomitake-san were close friends, right? Yes. Have you heard about any troubles between them? No. Not even once. They were very close. Well, I hope she's okay. In the worst case, she could be dead, or she could be the culprit. I see. Nurses have access to dangerous drugs.
That's what I've been
We
saying.
don't have anything like that in my clinic. Even if we did, we'd be extra careful with them.
Yeah, just bullshit.
There's no way Takano-san could smuggle out a drug from my clinic. But it's easier for nurses to do it than for regular people, right? Like I said, I've never heard of a drug like that, and I don't have anything like that in my clinic.
Bullshit, idiot! You're gonna inject Keiichi with it in chapter 3, I think. Oishi-san.
Something like that.
She isn't at home. The standby unit says they're going to go to her house to check. Doctor, can you give me her address?
Kuma-chan, Can you also check if the police headquarters have found any unidentified female bodies tonight? Maybe we should check the other prefectures, too. Tell the section manager if he can call the headquarters in the nearby prefectures and ask if they have any unidentified female bodies.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that Takano-san might also be dead? Well, I don't know. I don't know if she's dead or if she's the culprit. Of course, it's possible she's not involved at all. She might just be getting drunk in a bar somewhere. It's unbelievable. Who does things like this? Well, it's unbelievable to me, too. This fits with the rest of the mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. It's been 5 years now. That would make this the 5th curse of Oyashiro-sama. Damn it. I've got to get whoever's behind it this year for sure. I really want to put an end to these cases before I retire.
Oishi hates the curse of Oyashiro-sama. It had been leading him around by the nose for 5 consecutive years. Heisenberg. The victim of the first year, the manager of the damn construction site, was his friend. Despite his desire to avenge his friend, the mystery had only deepened, and one case followed another year after year. Oishi would be retiring next March. As a retiree, he'd be able to ask about the progress of the investigation, but he wouldn't be able to take the initiative anymore. In other words, this year was his last chance for revenge. Would he have to put his head in the lion's mouth to capture the culprit? Oishi quietly clenched his fist. I believe that this maze has an exit. Maze is a very convenient word. A maze always has an exit. You don't call it a maze if it doesn't have one. I know I'm on the right path towards the exit. This must be Oishi. My bad. You want?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, I'll continue to read. I know I'm on the right path towards the exit of this maze. I used to miss these minor divergences, but now I don't miss anything. I don't make any mistakes. This time I could feel a response that was different than all the other times. I'm sure I can finally get to the exit of this maze. But no matter which path I choose to come to this point, Jiro Tomitake always dies. Okay, I think I have an idea who this might be.
Bro doesn't know about the labyrinth. The labyrinth had an exit, though, right? It was just difficult.
I don't...
Right?
Depends what labyrinth you're... Depends what labyrinth you're talking about.
I'd assume the one with the bullman in it. I assume.
The Minotaur?
Yeah.
I think it does have one, yeah.
Labyrinth. Good word.
It is a very good word. I think that's a Greek origin. Labyrinth.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, so is Minotaur.
Yes.
Rena had been sick ever since that day, and she hadn't been able to join in on club activities as often since.
Yeah, I still feel feverish. You do, huh? That's a pity.
Hey, Rena, why don't you just try and play with us today? I think you'll feel a lot better if you blow off some steam with us.
You got this old man's agreement.
Do you think so? Do you?
Sometimes resting too much is bad for you.
That's true.
That's true. It is true.
They're quite correct. All illness comes from the mind, don't you know? I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true, Satsuko. I think you're lying.
I think some people get COVID, Satoko.
Everybody had suspected for a while that Rena isn't really sick, at least physically. It's just that many things happened to her at once. She caught a mental cold.
Those are real, though.
Yeah, that's why I thought she would get better once she played with us, just like we used to. It seems like Rena was aware of that too. She knew that she had to get out of her state of depression soon. She wanted to get better, and she wanted to have fun again every day.
Okay, I'll do it.
Great! That's the spirit. Considering the fact that Rena is still recovering from her illness, let's play a tabletop game today. Let me see.
Mion started rummaging around through her locker, humming to herself. She took one game after another from the locker and put them aside. That locker definitely didn't obey the laws of physics. The amount of time she took out from the locker was more than what it could physically hold.
Oh, I forgot about this one. Let's try this. Today we'll be playing this detective game.
Oh, what's that? Sounds interesting.
Well, this is a game where you guess the culprit, the murder weapon, and the scene of the crime. It's a game where you use your brain.
Mio, that's not a good idea.
I don't... no, thank you.
You'll pick it up as you play. All you need to do is to note down the information you have.
I haven't played, like, Cluedo in 1,000 fucking years.
I forgot it's called Cluedo in the UK.
Yes.
It's so cute. What is the dough from? Because we just call it Clue.
I'm shocked if I know. I've always just known it as Cluedo.
Cluedo.
Oh, you skipped one of my lines!
Did I? Whoops.
I think so, maybe. Or maybe
No.
just advanced.
No. No,
In
I
other
just
words,
advanced.
you need to learn the trick of note-taking. This is a game for intelligent people like myself.
The rules don't seem that difficult. In short, it's a game where you sound out the cards each player holds in order to try and reason out the identity of the cards first drawn out of the deck. There are plenty of games in different formats where you try to identify something hidden in the least number of steps. This one just happens to be a competitive one of those. The key to winning this game would be how well you can organize your information. We usually like to play athletic games so that we can run around a lot, but in our club you have to excel both academically and athletically. Alright, this is gonna be great. Let's play! Rena, do you remember how we still haven't decided the winner of the water gun battle? I'm going to settle it today, once and for all.
Oh, are you? Then I'm not going to go easy on you.
If Rena is getting serious, I'll have to get serious too.
Yes, indeed. Since that water gun battle, I've reevaluated Keiichi-san and Rena-san. I'm going to be merciless today.
This is getting exciting. This old man's been waiting for everyone to get this fired up. Excellent. Let's do this.
Are you ready? I did it with a knife in the library.
Okay. My turn. Keiichi-kun did it with the poison in the hall. My turn. Mion did it with a pistol in the lounge.
You're holding the pistol, aren't you? You're bluffing. I think I know the suspect and the murder weapon. I've narrowed the scene of the crime down to 2.
Oh, you're good, Rika-chan. I've narrowed the suspect down to 2, but it's hard to pin down which one it is.
How's in the chat? I gotta scream it. Sorry.
Oh,
How?
I'll give you a tip. There's always a hint in the questions the other players ask you. If you figure it out, you can even solve the whole mystery by the order of the cards the others put down on the table. I'm sorry if I sometimes don't see words immediately in the bottom left. It's because your monthly goal thing goes in front of the words sometimes.
Oh no! I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
It's okay, because it's mostly transparent, it's fine. But sometimes with very short words, like the fucking, like the border of it just kind of perfectly eclipses a word sometimes.
Yeah. And also, yeah, Bats, it's Cluedo, as they call it in the UK. I see. Damn it, I underestimated the depth of this game. Oh no, my notes are such a mess. I can't even read my own handwriting.
Once you acquire the skill of note-taking, you'll have a 70% chance to win this game. But even a 70% chance won't be enough to defeat me.
I kind of knew I didn't stand a chance of winning this game, but I gradually started picking it up. Rena seemed to be getting her energy back as she played along. It was the right decision to force her to play with us today. Hey Rena, you want to play the game about murder? While we were in the middle of the game, Chie-sensei came into the classroom. My, you look like you're having fun. Anyways, is Ryugu-san here? Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh! You have a visitor. Everybody looked puzzled. Parents sometimes showed up at school for some reason, but Chie-sensei never called them visitors. It's rare to have a visitor at school.
I wonder who it is. Well, I have to go. You can continue without me.
Rena left the classroom at a run. What should we do? Should we wait for her? Well, we don't know how long it's going to take. Rena told us we could continue, so let's do that. Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Around the entrance, the glaring sun and the cool shade made for a clear contrast. An old man who's holding his jacket on his arm was waiting for me. He looked like he was overheating and his tie was limp.
So I figured this whole scene is going to just be you. Do you want me to
Yes.
take Oishi?
You can do that as long as you put enough gravel into it. He's a
I
heavy
will.
smoker, you see.
I will! Are you Ryugu-san? Reina Ryugu-san?
Ever since Rena called me Reina, I've hated that name more than ever. Because of that, I didn't have a good first impression of this man. Yes, that's me. May I ask who you are?
My car has air conditioning, so why don't we move this into there? Aren't you hot out here?
He ignored my questions and was walking towards the car parked in front of the school gate. If he wanted to talk about something normal, he would have used the teacher's office. But he wanted to talk in his car instead. I couldn't help but feel suspicious.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome in.
Chie-sensei let him see me, though. That meant he wasn't a suspicious individual as far as she was concerned. Who was he?
I don't bite, you know. Please, this way.
Excuse me. He called out to me while opening the rear door. Is he a policeman? Did the police find out that I killed those two? I felt anxious all of a sudden. Was this what they called a voluntary interview? I didn't want to go in that car, but if I rejected his offer, it'd only make me look suspicious. I prepared myself and got in.
Rena, you gotta ask,
It was
am I
really
under
cool
arrest?
inside the car.
Or if I'm being detained?
Yep, that's what you gotta ask, even though I don't think that Oishi would care.
No, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't fucking care.
A car I see must cost a fortune. At least my father's car doesn't have one.
Please let me know if it's too cold. I like keeping it that way.
So, what's this talk about? In retaliation, I ignored his question and got to the point like he did. He pulled a small notebook out of his breast pocket and flipped through it. He picked out a photo from it. The photo showed the face of a goofy-looking man.
Please tell me if there's anything you know about this person. I'm turning into Mike Ehrmantraut. Whoops.
The man in the picture was expressionless and looked half asleep. Sometimes, you can't even recognize your own family members in a photo where they don't have an expression. That's true.
Hmm?
But there's no way I would recognize a person who wasn't related to me. But anyway, that was a bit of a relief. This had nothing to do with Rena or her partner.
There were scribbles on his shirt. We found the signatures of students at the school, including yours, Ryugu-san.
Is this Tomatake-san? I don't feel his usual carefree unreliableness from this picture at all. From this half-awake, emotionless face.
How about this woman, then?
I knew what he was going to show. Her name is Mio-san. Mio Takano-san.
When did you see them last?
I think it was right after the Watanagashi festival.
Didn't you notice anything strange? Anything? Please tell me.
Did something happen to them?
I really like this part where like everything that Ren is going through mirrors what Kiichi went through in chapter 1.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, true, Bats. I don't know about the laws about law enforcement in Japan compared to the US. Yeah! I got it! To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if it was Rena or Mion.
So you gambled? How risky.
It doesn't matter how he won. What matters is that he won. Oh, Rena. Oh, Rena, welcome back. What took you so long? Oh, Rena, murdering people.
Meow
You're
noticed
such
that
a
Rena.
card.
Meow noticed that Rena had returned. She looked exhausted. I have no idea what she talked about with the visitor, but it was obvious it wasn't something fun.
Rena, are you okay?
What? What's okay? What?
I'm talking about you. You look pale. Are you sure you're all right?
Rena tried to
Uh,
convince us she was fine, but her face clouded over for a moment and she decided to leave early. I shouldn't have forced her to join the game. I was regretting it a little. Rena probably forced herself to play with us even though she wasn't feeling well at all. Rena put her stuff in her bag, apologized to us for leaving early, and left the classroom.
well, she's gone now. I guess we have to keep playing until we have a loser.
That's right. Whose turn is it? Me.
Okay, Rika-chan, come on! Come on! Maybe that was a short chapter. Could be. Or it's gonna fade to Rena's perspective. Yep. Wait.
First of
Wait.
all, I
Yeah.
wasn't very close to Mio-san.
I couldn't tell if that was a different color.
It is. It's more
It
salmon
is.
now.
Yeah.
I knew who she was, so I greeted her whenever we happened to pass by. But that was about it. I never really talked to her except for that one time. And that time was only recently. It was between the day of the Watanagashi festival and the day I was caught in the act of burying the two corpses by Keiji-kun and my other friends. I had a phone call from the library that evening, and I was told that my father needed to return the book he borrowed. He was shopping at the home improvement store at the time, so I went to the library to return the book for him. While I was there, I thought about borrowing some books myself, and I started walking around the library. I saw her there.
Yes. Let me read for her. Yes. Okay, hold on. I need to get my ara voice on.
Become sultry, seduce us all.
Ara. Okay.
Oh, Rena-chan. Hello.
Mio-san. Hello to you too. I didn't expect to see you here.
Really? I was going to say the same thing. I always spend time here, and I've never seen you.
Oh, that's you.
She smiled in the very attractive and charming way that only mature women can do. This is my best line to indicate sapphic Rena.
Oh.
Her smile gave no indication that she knew her death was just a few days away.
Sapphic Rena.
She said that she often met with Tomatake-san at the library. It seemed like she had some time to kill, so she told me she wanted to buy me a drink.
Kill.
I had nothing to do after that. I let her buy me a canned iced milk tea from the vending machine in the library, and we talked for a while. Once I came to think about it, it was a little ironic. She mostly talked about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. She had no idea that she was going to be the victim of its 5th year. The series of mysterious deaths? I feel like you should be saying this to Shio, not me.
You've heard about it at least once, haven't you? 4 years ago, the manager of the dam construction site was murdered. 3 years ago, the Hojo couple died. 2 years ago, the Furude couple died. And last year, it was Satoko-chan's aunt. The series of mysterious deaths have been going on for 4 years now. And in a few days, it'll be the 5th.
I've heard about it. But you don't know for sure that somebody will die this year.
I do. Someone will die in a few days, for sure. There's that old saying, everything that happens twice will happen a third time. So isn't it also true that what happens 4 times will happen a 5th?
Mio-san was convinced that the fifth mysterious death was going to happen, but she didn't know she was going to be the fifth victim. That's ironic and also really creepy. But there was always something creepy about her. So maybe she knew that she was going to be killed in a few days, but still managed to make that mysterious smile. A series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. Of course I know about it. I've lived here for more than a year. Every year on the day of the Watanagashi festival, one traitor to the village dies mysteriously. It's been that way since the dam conflict. Each case was solved individually, but mysterious incidents still happen every year. It makes me wonder if there's some kind of will to all this. The creepiness and incomprehensibility of it all
Oh,
gave rise to the name The Curse of Oyashiro-sama, which fit perfectly. Despite this, I always thought the Curse of Oyashiro-sama was just a series of coincidences. My reason for that is because I strongly believe that Satoshi-kun was the one who murdered his aunt on the 4th year. I don't have any evidence, but I just know it. I know that Satoshi-kun was in a serious predicament last year, and that he had nowhere to turn. He had no one to help him, but he had to save Satoko-chan as soon as he could. Satoshi-kun thought it through and made the best choice he could to handle the situation, just like I did when I had my problem with Rina. I hesitated to inform Mio-san that Satoshi-kun was the murderer on the 4th year, so I just listened to her for a while. According to her theory, the series of the mysterious deaths isn't just a set of coincidences, but is instead a series of interrelated murder cases. At that point, my theory was completely the opposite of hers, but I decided not to cut in.
You know about the cult of Oyashiro-sama here in Hinamizawa, don't you?
Takano-san started telling me that Hinamizawa was once called Onigafuchi. She also explained the story of how the villagers were in the old days, showing me the scrapbook she was so proud of. The villagers back then were called man-eating demons, but they were also admired as transcendents, enlightened people not bound by earthly desires. So, according to your theory, a group of cultists who worship Oyashiro-sama are living in Hinamizawa, and they're trying to show the power of their god by enacting a series of mysterious deaths, right?
I'm not sure if we should call them cultists or fundamentalists. The line between them is very vague. In the Meiji era, when the name of the village was changed to Hinamizawa, the customs and the traditions of Onigafuchi were brought to an end. I think there are some people who want to revive those traditions and regain the name and awe of Onigafuchi.
Mio-san's theory was more than just a little crazy, but it was also fascinating. At first, her theory had sounded like she was jumping to conclusions, but after she eagerly showed me the documents she'd been studying, I started to think that it wasn't actually too far from the truth. If her theory was true, it would mean that the accidental deaths of the Hojo couple in the 2nd year, the suicide and the death by disease of the Furude couple in the 3rd year, and the drug addict murderer in the 4th year were all cooked up. It would mean somebody who has a lot of power and influence over the police was involved. When I pointed that out, Mio-san nodded in agreement, and she started talking about how strongly they were rooted in the village, and how deeply they were involved with many public organizations. After she finished explaining all that, I finally noticed that Mio-san was suggesting that the 3 families, including the Sonozaki family, were the masterminds behind those murder incidents. In fact, the Sonozaki family really is very powerful. They hold influence not only over Hinamizawa and Okinomiya, but also over the entire Shishibone area. It might not be wrong to say that they even hold influence over the entire prefecture. If the Sonozaki family is behind all of this, her theory would be more realistic. Hiccuping. But that means I should be suspicious of Michan. No, I shouldn't. But in fact, Michan was very cold and unkind to Satoshi-kun when he was going through a tough time. I know there was a conflict between the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family during the dam wars, but still, she was very cold to Satoshi-kun. But Michan admitted that what she did was wrong. And I forgave her, too. I didn't want to think about that again. I decided to change the subject because I knew it would make me feel uncomfortable if we kept talking about the Sonozaki family. First of all, what is the people's belief in Oyashiro-sama all about? It's a little funny that demons and humans wanted to coexist. In folk tales, humans usually try to wipe out the demons.
That's quite true. That's why Oyashiro-sama is so interesting. However, there are actually many stories that say people in old days worshipped a god that had drifted to our world from the land of the gods. It's the worship of drifted gods, in other words. There are a number of myths all over the world about people worshipping a god who came from beyond the sea or up from a river.
The gods in these
Oh,
myths are
that's you.
actually people who came from different countries, right?
And that's the general theory, yes. Ancient Japanese culture was far behind that of other nations. When Japanese people in those days saw a foreigner from a developed country, they were so impressed by the knowledge of the person had that they started worshipping them as a god. That's one theory.
I've heard that Red Oni and Blue Oni were actually foreigners who drifted ashore in Japan because their boats got shipwrecked. The Japanese may have created Tengu out of foreigners too. They probably saw a foreigner who had reddish skin with a very long nose.
This is actually, like, very interesting shit to me. Because, there's, oh god, I forget the, the actual name, but there are these, fucking dog people that people in Europe talk about. They're like, oh yeah, they talked like dogs. They sounded like dogs. And there's theories that the
Cynocephali?
That's cynocephali. There's like theories that they were describing people who spoke German. And I'm like, that's cool as fuck. What? Like there's so many like instances of this where it's like this person was like a magical being, but they aren't actually. They just look different from them and speak different from them. And so they end up making like some mythical creature and or a god rather. And just like El Dorado. I love that movie. Anyway.
Wow, you're pretty sharp, Rena-chan. I agree with you. I think most drifted god worship are based on encounters with foreigners.
Also, there's an ad break about to start, so if you don't want to miss what Takano's talking about, subscribe.
If you don't, well, Yoshida-sama will get you.
It's true.
But if that's so, Onigafuchi's drifted god worship would have a contradiction. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's easy. Onigafuchi is an adjacent to the sea.
Oh, of course.
In order to have any connection to foreigners, the place in question must also have a connection to the outside world. In Western countries, that connection would be rivers running between adjacent countries. In Japan, that connection would be the ocean. So, most of the drifted god stories in Japan originated near the shores.
Isn't there a possibility that the foreigner washed ashore somewhere else first and then traveled to Onigafuchi?
Well, the thing about the worship of Oyashiro-sama is, it specifically pinpoints Onigafuchi Swamp as the place where demons first appeared. The swamp isn't connected to any rivers, so how could a foreigner wash up there? That's why the mystery of Oyashiro-sama is so interesting. How much do you know about the legend of Oyashiro-sama?
I just read a picture book about it in school. I feel like I know a lot about it, but I actually don't. I just have an extreme fear of the rule to not leave Hinamizawa. After all, my life went wrong after I left. I felt dizzy when I tried to think about it further, so I stopped. When everything went wrong in Ibaraki, I met Oyashiro-sama and he told me to go back to Hinamizawa. No. I'll get dizzy. Don't try to remember. Don't try to remember. I can't remember. I got desperate because I felt responsible for the divorce. I just used Oyashiro-sama as an excuse for my mental instability, and I told my father I wanted to go back to Hinamizawa, right? But wait. Oyashiro-sama did come to me. Oh no. The colors are too dazzling. I can only remember the vivid color of the pills and the dizziness.
And that's all you need to know. The demons came out of Onigafuchi Swamp, and they attacked the villagers. Oyashiro-sama saw it and came down to save the villagers from the demons by exiling them to hell. The demons cried, and the villagers felt bad for them. They decided to let the demons live in the village with them. Oyashiro-sama was impressed by the kind hearts of the villagers, so he gave human forms to the demons and let them coexist. The blood of the demons blended with that of the villagers as they lived alongside each other.
That's exactly what I read in the book. I felt dizzy, like I was going to faint because I touched the one memory I didn't want to.
People say that most myths are based on an event of some sort that happened long ago. What event do you think is the truth behind this myth?
Because I was still feeling dizzy, all I could do was tilt my head quizzically. It seemed like Mio-san was expecting that response because she smiled, looked satisfied that she had successfully made me confused. She took a scrapbook out of her paper bag.
I'll let you borrow this for a while.
Thank you, but I...
Don't worry, just read it whenever you have some time to kill. I want to know what you think about the things written in this scrapbook. I'd like to know even if you disagree with me, because you really are very sharp. Jiro-san isn't interested in things like this at all, so I appreciate your input.
I had little choice but to take the scrapbook. Apparently Mio-san had come to the library often, so I figured I could return it to her whenever I came by to return my books. However, the day I returned the scrapbook to Mio-san never came.
What's wrong? You don't look good. Are you feeling okay?
I caught a summer cold. I'm still recovering from it. It wasn't the summer cold that was making me feel dizzy. I always get dizzy whenever I try to remember the time I met Oyashiro-sama in Ibaraki. I mustered all my courage and asked her. My memory of those days in Ibaraki is blurry. I know I met Oyashiro-sama. Nobody believed me, and they told me that it was a hallucination. But I thought Mio-san would listen to me. Mio-san, can I talk to you about something?
Yes, of course. You listen to me, so it's my turn to listen to you.
Well, it's about Oyashiro-sama. You might laugh at me.
I won't. You didn't laugh at me either.
Mio-san said it in a very gentle and mature way, and that encouraged me. Even so, I still hesitated to talk, but there was probably nobody but Mio-san with whom I could talk to about something like this. I gathered my courage again and spoke. I have met Oyashiro-sama.
You have.
Yes. I used to live in Hinamizawa right before I went into elementary school. But my mother got a job in Ibaraki, so we moved. Well, you know what that means, right?
Yes, I do. You broke the rule of Oyashiro-sama, which is to never leave Hinamizawa.
That's right. And then many things happened. My mother divorced my father, and my family was broken. I got desperate and did some bad things.
It must have been terrible. Then what happened?
I started hating everything in this world, and I started to feel like everybody who was happy was looking down on me. That's when a mysterious existence started to appear.
You mean Oyashiro-sama?
The first time it came to me was, please don't tell anybody about this. It was when I started injuring myself by cutting my body with a knife.
Oh no, poor girl.
I cut my neck, and something very dirty and gross came out with the blood from the wound. It was,
I'm not going to laugh. Go on.
The chill I felt at that time came back to me. I sealed that memory away so I wouldn't have to remember ever again. But once I unsealed it, I started remembering things one after another. And I'm sorry everyone for not content warning that. I completely forgot that she talks about this here.
That's fine.
Yes,
We're
back
strong.
then, there was something in the blood. Something crawling. If you don't like parasites, turn your ears off.
No, it's
It was
okay.
countless dark red maggots. They squirmed up and out from my neck with each drop of blood. But they wanted to stay in my body, so they crawled back in through the cut. I didn't want those creepy things to get back inside my body, so I clawed at the cut of my neck to get them out.
Ah,
But
familiar.
it hurt so much, and it only made my hands and neck bloody. I got scared all of a sudden. I was scared because I thought there were that many nasty maggots in my blood vessels. So I cut a blood vessel on my thigh just to see how it looked. I thought I could see it better if it was my thigh. Then they oozed out from there too. So many of them.
Oh, is this me or you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I understand, Ryugu-san. So please calm down.
No, you don't understand! The maggots came out with my blood and then they tried to get back inside my veins! It really, really itches!
Please bring a
Please
doctor.
bring a doctor!
Oh, is that you? It's white, I think.
Yes.
It's hard. Please bring a doctor. No, don't call it like that. Bring me a sedative. Hurry! Hold her down.
Please kill the maggots in my veins! Please take all the blood out of my body and flush my veins out! There are so many of them in there! Why don't you believe me? I'll show you! You'll believe me if you see them, right? I don't want to get any more shots! No!
Shots. Just like the shot that Tomitake got to claw his throat out. Calm down. Okay?
Mio-san sat next to me and held my hands tightly. Her touch brought me back to reality.
So, what happened?
Nobody believed me. But then he showed up. Oyashiro-sama came to me. The memory was very vague, and I saw flickering lights. It made it difficult for me to remember. I met Oyashiro-sama. That sentence is all I remembered. The memory of actually meeting Oyashiro-sama was incredibly vague. After I got out of the hospital, I continued being treated at home. I still felt something moving in my veins, so I wanted to cut my body and make the blood ooze out so that I could make sure that there were no maggots in there. Usually, I was sleeping like the dead because of the strong pills I was taking. But one day I forgot to take the pill, and my consciousness was very clear. I felt the maggots moving in my veins, and I felt the urge to look inside. I cut a vein on my wrist. I knew it. A lot of blood and many dusky red maggots came out from the wound. I wanted to wash them off before they crawled back inside me, so I put my wrist under running water in the bathroom sink, and I tried to open the vein.
Ooh.
Water, blood, and maggots ran down into the drain. Just like squeezing out the pus from a pimple, I squeezed the vein to get rid of the dirty blood and the maggots. I kept doing it. My arm started to feel numb and I felt cold, but I kept doing it.
I'm gonna take a... Yeah.
I thought I might die from losing too much blood, but I kept doing it. My body was filled with maggots. I had to squeeze all my blood out from me. And then, a very bright light shone upon me. It was a very bizarre sensation. I had never experienced anything like it in my life. All of a sudden, the dark bathroom was filled with a bright light. It was very bright but gentle. It wasn't like the light from the merciless fluorescent bulb. It was very warm and gentle. That was Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama was looking at me with gentleness and sadness in his eyes.
I think she did pass out, and that's what her seeing Oyashiro-sama. Personally. That's...
As he touched the wound, the maggots started melting and disappeared in front of my eyes. That wasn't all. All the maggots that were moving through all my veins disappeared too. Oyashiro-sama taught me. These maggots were the curse. People with the demon's blood can't live outside of Hinamizawa. It's the rule. Unfortunately, you've been cursed. It's very sad, and I feel sorry for you.
I think that might be me.
Oh, yeah, that's Oyashiro-sama, my bad.
It's very sad, and I feel sorry for you. There's only one way to save you. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Oh.
What should I do? The answer was very simple.
It's really hard to tell what color the letters are. Right now,
Yeah.
it looks white, but I don't think it is.
It's the salmon still. Also, I didn't
Okay.
read that line.
Alright, my bad.
All I needed to do was go back to Hinamizawa.
Oh,
I unconsciously knew that before I heard it from Oyoshiro-sama. People who were born in Hinamizawa must never live there. Or must never leave, even. Opposite. Whoops. But
Whoops.
I broke Oyoshiro-sama's rules, and I left Hinamizawa. That's when my family was broken, and I lost my mind! If I hadn't left Hinamizawa, nothing would have been going wrong! And so, I had to go back. Oyoshiro-sama also told me this. He could make the maggots, the embodiment of the curse, disappear, but only temporarily because I lived far from Hinamizawa. After a while, the power of Oyoshiro-sama would fade away, and the curse would start eating my body again. If that happened, the maggots would take over my body, and I would go insane and die. I must go back to Hinamizawa before his power to hold down the curse faded away. That's what Oyoshiro-sama told me. He did. I heard him tell me that! I should have gone back to Hinamizawa earlier. That's why Oyoshiro-sama came to me to put his curse on me. But he gave me a chance. He gave me a chance to pay for my sin of leaving Hinamizawa. Dad, listen. Oyoshiro-sama is going to help us. Let's go back to Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa is the place we must live. If we don't, not only me, but you might be cursed too. Let's go back to Hinamizawa. The only place where we can live. We need to hurry. We need to hurry, or Oyoshiro-sama's power will fade away, and my body will be eaten by the maggots. Oh no. Oyoshiro-sama is following me. He's telling me to hurry. He follows me everywhere and keeps telling me to hurry. He keeps apologizing to me for putting this curse on me. He follows me everywhere and keeps apologizing. I'm telling you the truth. I am. Why can't anybody see it? Why can't they see the maggots? Oh, Oyoshiro-sama. Everybody's trying to fool me. I know they can see them too. No, please stop. I don't want to get another shot.
Moonpie, no. Now is not the time. Are you okay? You hear?
I was breathing hard, and Mio-san was holding my shoulders. I did hear Moonpie, yes. I could feel that the terrible memory I'd been trying to forget was awakening. The doctors told me that the memory was just my delusion. They told me that since I blamed myself for the divorce, I unconsciously had a desire to blame someone else for it, and I unconsciously connected the desire to the folktale of Oyoshiro-sama that I read when I was little. I got drug treatment, received counseling, and waited. I gradually got better, and that proved the things I saw were just a hallucination. The doctors asked my father to consider moving to Hinamizawa if possible. Fortunately, he wanted to change his living environment.
Oh. Sorry. There we go.
Environment to heal his pain from the divorce as well. So we came back to Hinamizawa. I'm sorry for stopping. I just got a crazy fucking announcement in my DMs.
Oh, do you need
the hell of a boss people are making a Homestuck show. That's not a joke. Toby Fox is gonna voice John Egbert. That's why I stuttered. I was so fucking surprised.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I feel like I just watched the Twin Towers fall in my fucking Discord DMs.
It's like 9/11 all over again. I'm back. Hold on. My DMs are blowing up too. Let me.
Is this the same reason?
Yes! Yes, it is!
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. I wonder who's gonna be Carcat.
Me! Surprise!
Probably Casey Mangelo.
Yeah, probably.
How do we recover from this?
How do we move on?
I think you could divide my life in 2 parts now, before I heard that and after. This is a start of a new life. The only way out is through. I don't know about that. I don't want to be here anymore. I think I want to leave.
Over it. We can't go under it. We're gonna have to go through it.
It's 9/11. It's 9/11. I'm back at the playground. I'm back at the playground when I was like 7, or however old I was. How old was I? 9. Jesus Christ, I got that wrong. I'm back at recess and the teacher called us in to tell us the 2 towers had fallen, and I was like, what's the 2 towers? I'm 9. I wish I could say what's Homestuck. Jesus Christ.
I felt it. Toby Fox voicing John Egbert.
Kill me! I want to die! Toby Fox gets Oh! Anyway.
I felt it in my bones that this was the place we should live.
It's impossible!
I also felt Yoshida-sama's blessing. I definitely felt it. I'm a professional. I can move on.
No, I
felt the
can't.
curse of Yoshida-sama starting to break. I was free. After I moved here, I went to the clinic in Gogora for a while. In Gongaga for a while.
Moonpie's yelling at me because she needed to tell me the news. I'm sorry, I got a message from Case. who told me the same thing, and then they said Toby Fox is playing John. He's bad. Oh, I need to make an edit of this later. Anyway. Gongaga.
Okay, I actually have voice actors, a longer list.
Mm-hmm.
Toby Fox as John Egbert.
Yes.
Cherami
yes.
Lee as Rose Lalonde.
Who's that?
I don't know. I've heard the name, but I don't know if
Alright,
offhand.
continue.
Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Jade Harley.
Don't know that person.
I've heard her name.
Okay.
Adam MacArthur as Dave Strider.
That sounds familiar.
Brandon Winkler as Carcat Bantus.
Who the fuck is that? Damn, there are 2 people they could have gotten. And then they got... Oh my god. Oh my god, anyway.
I'm looking at Mr. Brandon Winkler.
Okay.
Who his stage name is actually Brandon J. the 7th.
Who the fuck is this guy? No, wonder if Vivzy Pop's actually gonna pay these people. Cal, there's an alternate universe where I'm in this show.
Ah, that's so true! That's so fucking true!
Guys!
It seems that the Brandon Winkler guy is... Mostly he seems to do, like, smaller things. Like, he seems like an up-and-coming voice actor more than anything.
That's pretty cool.
He's done stuff in a bunch of things I like, but mostly, like, bit parts.
Interesting. Guys, I need to give you, like, a small rundown because I'm sure, like, there are people in chat who haven't heard the story. I was almost in Has-Been Hotel. I had a back and forth with Viv, back in, like, 2015, I want to say, when she was considering making Has-Been Hotel, and, she was asking for, people... She was asking for people to send in, like, voice tests. And one of the voice tests she asked for was somebody who could do Pinkie Pie's voice from My Little Pony.
And guess what? I can do that!
Yay! I'm not as good as I could back then, but anyway, I could do a perfect Pinkie Pie impression. What's a Pinkie Pie line she says? I don't even remember.
Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I've never been so excited. Well, except that time when you came to town, I went, I mean, really, who could top that?
She said something about a party cannon. Like,
oh, I never go anywhere without my party cannon!
Yeah, anyway, that's my
a later season thing because haha, Bronian jokes.
Yeah, but boy, oh boy. Okay, that was a better Pinkie Pie. So I could do that voice. And so I went to her and I did the this is longer. This is like the whole story. I did the Freakazoid coffee spiel. I don't know if anybody's heard that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I want to do it on stream now because I need to recover. I need to recover. Freakazoid coffee rant. Alright, so there's this whole like improv thing Freakazoid's voice actor did. So in the first episode of Freakazoid, there's this guy throughout the episode, his whole thing is he turns beavers into gold or something. It's really stupid, and they have this as like this plot thread to lead you to believe that something's going to happen with this. And at the very end of the episode, he goes up to Freakazoid and is like, do you want to see something strange and mysterious? And the line is supposed to just be, no! And then the episode ends. Freakazoid is fucking funny. Anyway, the voice actor kept going. And he has this whole fucking rant. And I will do it live on stream for you lovely chat members.
Do it. Fuck Higurashi.
No! Get out of here with that watch! Lay off the poor beavers, will ya? Sheesh! You're a creep! Go away! We were all having a good time until you showed up, jeepers! Ugh! Go have some coffee with cream or something! Because I'll tell you something. This is a happy place!
Thank you.
God.
That's what I sent Vincy Pops, and she was like, oh my god. And we had a back and forth where she was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back to you so you could be a voice. And she got back to me like 8 months later, and I was no longer checking my emails at that point. And unfortunately, I did not get back to her in time. So I was not in Has Been Hotel. Nifty was the character that I sent that in for. Anyway. Anyway, shall we continue? I've always wanted.
I think we shall. Oh boy.
The doctor gave me the same poisonous-looking pills, and I kept taking them for a while. The terrible memory gradually became unclear. Whenever I tried to remember it, I could only remember the strong side effect of the pills, and it made me dizzy. That's how I regained my peace. And then, I changed my name, Reina. The reason was my name reminded me of some of those bad memories. I didn't want to have anything icky in my life anymore. That's why I came up with the idea of taking icky things out. After I took the I out of icky out from my name, Reina, there was only Re and Na left. That's how Rena was born. I liked that. When I was introduced to my classmates, I told them to call me Rena. Since then, that had been my name.
More respectful of chosen names than the average conservative.
Yeah, for real.
I'm living my new life as Rena. I cut away all the sad things that happened when I was Reina. My father still calls me Reina, but I don't feel bad as long as it was just my father and my relatives. But then Rena came into my life one day, and she called me Reina. Because she called me Reina, those colored lights started flickering again. I should stop. I should forget about it. The lights were still flickering. I'm sorry. Was I panicking that badly?
You were muttering to yourself. I'm glad you calmed down.
Judging by Mio-san's reaction, I wasn't panicking as badly as I thought I was. But I've probably had those panicked hallucinations several times. If I started screaming and yelling like I once did, they'd take me away to the hospital again for sure. I'm certain I met Oyashiro-sama. I saw the maggots. It's hard to believe, right? Mio-san smiled, looking a little confused. I couldn't blame her. I didn't expect her to believe it. I'm sure it was just a strange memory I created for myself in my hallucinations. I didn't know that was still on. I
Did
can't
it
believe I
happen?
can't trust myself. Yes, it did.
Oh, hang on. Now it won't.
That's the worst feeling of all.
Rena-chan, first of all, you don't have to worry about anything.
Yes.
I'm talking about the curse you're afraid of, and the maggots that you saw in your blood. According to what Oyashiro-sama said, you're free from them as long as you stay in Hinamizawa, right?
Yes, that's what he said.
Then you don't have to be scared. You don't have to worry about anything. You're in Hinamizawa right now. Well, this library is in Okinomiya, but it's very close to Hinamizawa. I'm sure it's okay with Oyashiro-sama. You don't feel anything moving in your veins right now, do you?
No, I don't.
So, there's nothing to worry about. You're following Oyashiro-sama's rules. There's nothing you should be scared of, is there? Right?
No. No. I didn't know until then that she was such a warm-hearted person. I met many doctors and talked to them about this, but they always ignored me and didn't really listen. All they did was give me a shot of the drug I hated. On the other hand, Mio-san didn't deny my story or the existence of Oyashiro-sama. The people in this village whispered behind her back that she's a little crazy. But she was actually a very kind person, I thought.
Rena-chan, I believe everything you just told me.
Thank you so much. You're the first one to ever say that to me.
So are you. You're the first one who didn't laugh at me and listen to me so seriously. I think we can be good friends.
Mio-san smiled, touching my head with hers.
Well, I'll let you borrow my secret files and my scrapbooks. Those are top secret. I didn't want to show these to anybody, but you're special. I think I can trust you. I know you'll take them seriously.
She took a few scrapbooks out of her paper bag and handed them to me.
Let me know what you think after you read them. There might be something in them that only you can understand.
Mio-san was acting mysteriously. She smiled mischievously and put her index finger on her lips as a sign to keep it a secret.
Don't tell anyone about these scrapbooks or that I'm studying this, okay?
We're keeping this a secret? Okay, I got it.
If they find out that I've been studying this, they might get rid of me.
She laughed after she said that. They might erase her. That's what she said. And she went missing. She left me her scrapbooks. But that's not all there is to it. It's the way Tomitake-san died. Oishi-san said he committed suicide because of a state of excitation caused by using some kind of drug. But I know what really happened. I didn't tell Oishi-san about it. I don't think he'd have believed me even if I told him. Without a doubt, Tomitake-san died trying to get rid of the maggots.
That's
It
what
was
I thought.
nothing other than the curse of Oyashiro-sama. To never leave Hinamizawa isn't the only rule of Oyashiro-sama. There are more. He might have broken one of them without knowing it. Oishi-san told me. Tomitake-san was taking pictures with his camera flash on during the sacred ritual dance, and some people got mad at him for it. Did Oyashiro-sama put his curse on Tomitake because he violated the sacred ritual dance? It might be for another reason. Anyway, he died from the curse of Oyashiro-sama without a doubt. Did that mean Oyashiro-sama put his curse on Mio-san too? Investigating the gods is the same as getting close to the gods. It's disrespecting them. But Mio-san told me that they might get rid of her if they told her about the investigation. By they, she meant humans. Plus, according to her theory, the three families are in a conspiracy to revive the faith of Oyashiro-sama. But I can tell by the way Tomitake-san died that it was the act of the curse! I'm certain about that because I experienced the curse myself! And at first glance, that seemed completely incompatible with those conspiracy theories about human beings. I remember that Oishi-san told me something about some kind of drug that can make a person commit suicide. So, do the three families have a secret drug that can cause the curse of Oyashiro-sama? That's impossible! Plus, I didn't get any shots of a suspicious drug like that. I had a normal life in Ibaraki. I wasn't involved with the Sonozaki family or the Kimiyoshi family. Oishi-san asked me a favor. He asked me to tell him secretly if I saw or heard anything suspicious. It could be about Mi-chan, Rika-chan, or anybody in the village. Mio-san believed my story about Oyashiro-sama. Now she's gone. Tomitake-san died by doing the same thing I did. Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to get involved in the curse of Oyashiro-sama! Is this the conspiracy of a group of fanatical cult members? Or is it the curse of Oyashiro-sama? Is everything just a set of coincidences? Or maybe it's a mixture of a conspiracy and the curse? I don't know! Is it the work of humans, the curse, or a coincidence? Oh no. Even the light the sunset was making made me feel dizzy. When did the sunlight and Hinamizawa get so mean? Mio-san told me to keep her investigation secret. I have her top secret scrapbooks. They might hold the truth about everything. When I realized that, I got scared all of a sudden. I might end up the same way Mio-san, because I have her scrapbooks. If it's a conspiracy, I'll be erased. If it's the curse, I'll be cursed. I should burn the scrapbooks. That's the safest thing to do. Mio-san, believe my story. Mio-san, listen to me without laughing. I feel wrong to burn them without taking a look. If it's a conspiracy, I have to expose it. If it's the curse, I have to break it. I shouldn't run away. I should fight. That's right. I decided to fight to seize my happiness. I shouldn't give in to misfortunes. I have to fight. I'm not going to get rid of the things that are trying to ruin my peaceful life. I am going to.
Yeah, I
read
am
it
going
wrong.
to. Whoops. Opposite.
I'm going to read her scrapbooks when I get home. I started walking faster. And is there plus any tips? Is that okay if that's where we end today?
Honestly, yeah. My brain is mush right now. Oh man. Lunch takeout list. Lunch. I wish I could go back to before I knew about... I'm gonna have to play the off remaster with this new knowledge.
Oh.
Toby Fox is driving me crazy. I'm gonna be real. Okay, let me just say my piece. Toby Fox is driving me crazy, not because of decisions that he is making. Toby Fox is driving me crazy because he can do anything because he is Toby Fox. Fuck. And
yes, we do have Homestuck as a censored word here, if you were wondering.
We sure do, and that's why I'm so fucking mad. That's the only censored word. It's okay. You allowed it, right? Yeah. Yeah. I can read this since you've been reading so much.
Thank you, my friend.
Attention, Kuroda Mental Clinic. Hello. To get straight to the point, we can assume that this is an acute case of post-traumatic stress disorder. The patient is subject to tremendous stress because of her parents' sudden divorce and being forced to choose to live with either her mother or her father. Furthermore, the patient firmly believes that she was responsible for her parents' divorce, which further drives her to self-mutilation. The patient's largest shock stems from a sense of betrayal of her own household, which she believed was an absolute safe haven. Henceforth, there is a high possibility that the patient will resort to psychological defense measures to protect her family. For example, she might feel high disdain for any person of the opposite sex who approaches her father. She might feel uncomfortable about having other people in her home. She may also display eccentric behavior in order to keep people away from it. As an example of the latter, there are reported cases of patients unconsciously bringing home garbage. It's highly important that the patient remains in close communication with her father. By deepening the communication between the two of them, it'll strengthen their family bond and loosen up her anxiety. Since the patient only shows signs of an acute syndrome in this case, there's a very good chance that she'll recover within 3 months with her father's support and proper medication. However, it's common for a patient who seemed to have recovered to have a sudden reoccurrence, a flashback, even after 10 years. Her father is still fairly young, and there's still a chance that he could remarry. However, seeing an unfamiliar member of the opposite sex through remarriage could trigger a flashback in the patient, which may lead to avoidance behavior or hyper-awareness. Please explain this part thoroughly to the father in order for him to understand the recovery process. Should the father decide to remarry, it's recommended that he should hold off in telling the patient until she reaches the age where she's capable of living independently. Also, the cause of the patient's psychosomatic self-mutilating behavior, delusional parasitosis, seems to be its own culture-bound syndrome. The patient blindly believes that leaving her home village will cause a curse and that this curse was the cause of her parents' divorce. We believe this is a subconscious defensive mechanism to reduce her mental trauma by shifting the blame from herself to her village's curse. According to the patient's statement, the culture of her home village is extremely strict and exclusive. The patient believes that there's no way to be saved from the curse other than by going back to the village, as the curse will continue as long as she lives in her current environment. Through this, we see an inclination of schizophrenia and believe the chances are high that the patient will continue to alter their perceived reality. Schizophrenia, a case where patients' personalities are reduced, causing altered perceptions of reality and delusions. Her delusion about the maggots dwelling in her blood is a perfect example, and it's also the cause of her psychosomatic, self-mutilating behavior. That sounds like schizophrenia. When a delusion involves psychosomatic, self-mutilating behavior, it's extremely dangerous. I highly recommend for the father to move back to the village if he's financially capable. Allowing her to live with relatives in the village might also work. If such a strong belief can induce symptoms such as self-mutilation, then there might be other cases similar to this one. Perhaps prior medical files that document similar culture-bound syndromes may be available at a large medical institution in her local area. It'll then be possible to provide better and more accurate mental care for the patient by obtaining these case files. This B5 size letter was with a bunch of memos. The following was on the back side of the letter. 1 chukadon, 3 Shanghai-style gomoku yakisoba, 1 large fried rice. That's funny. Haha. Alright.
See, it was a grocery list.
It was a grocery list, that's all it was.
Hmm.
Alright.
I have some more information.
Give me... Oh, no.
About the voice actors.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, go for it.
Cherami Lee, who I mentioned is voicing Rose LeWand, is the voice of Femvi from Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow.
She does an amazing job.
Yeah.
Hands down, probably the better voice actor of the two Vs.
Mm-hmm.
Jade Harley is Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and I knew I recognized that name, and I was like, where do I recognize that name? She's Tails the fucking Fox.
In which game?
In, like, everything from, like, the past, like, 8 years or
so the most recent Tales. Okay, got it.
Yes.
That's great. People have compared my Timmy Turner impression to the most recent Tales the Fox.
Do your Timmy voice.
Fuck. What's the meme?
I wish that everyone who would dies goes to hell no matter what. Yay.
That's it.
I get it, kinda, but also not really. It's very much closer to Timmy than it is to Tails.
I have no idea. I just remember
Tails
like
is much higher, and like way more, like, put together. It's faster, you know? He's confident in what he's saying.
I could do a Tails voice and I could do it higher. I don't know. Oh, this hurts. Oh, that voice hurts.
Buddy, don't strain yourself.
I don't know any Titan Tales quotes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Titan Tales is.
It's from the Archie comics.
I haven't read that one. I read IDW and some of
Titan Tales is a combination of every iteration of Tails through the metaverse. And so he's a big Bara Tails. And he can suck out the power of the Chaos Emeralds with his tails.
Can you make my PNG really big for a second?
Sure, hang on. It'll take me a minute. There we go. Where are you? Is that you? No. I have too many things in this scene. Give me a moment. There you are. Really big?
Mm-hmm.
Really big. There you are.
Okay. That's all.
What did you do? You said nothing.
I said, okay. I'm really close to the mic.
I'm moving everything. Hi, Splash Zone. We're actually wrapping up, but we're having a terrible time. Hi. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How are you guys doing? How are you folks? I'm trying to make my friend smaller. Hang on. Good. And smallin'. There we go.
My window's been closed for a while now because that fucking dog. I am overheating so bad in this room.
Oh man. It was a good stream. It was a good stream. Where we had a terrible news. We just recently had terrible news thrown upon us.
Bad.
It's not terrible news. It's just insane news. It's not like bad news. It's just like, what the fuck? But yeah. Tails. Of course Jade Harley would be voiced by a fucking furry. Of course. Of course. God, it is 2025. It has been 8 years since Homestuck ended. And they're just now deciding we're gonna make an animated show. What the fuck is my life? Anyway, we should talk about Higurashi. I have some other thoughts, because I had my thought about, because there was that tip we ended with last time. So, anybody from Splash's stream, cover your ears, because we are, like, in the midst of Higurashi, so I'm gonna be theory crafting right now. I've never watched the show or played the game, so I don't know anything, so I'm theory crafting. Cal knows everything that's happened.
Yes.
So, nobody confirm or deny anything, and also, if you don't care about spoilers, welcome. Anyway, there was that tip last time where Rika was drinking, even though she's a tiny baby, and she was, like, speaking to somebody supposedly in her head. And I had a theory, because there's that character I keep seeing with the horns. I have a theory that that character has something to do with Rika and is the one possessing Rika or something. And obviously, people say that Rika is possessed by Oyashiro-sama. That's Oyashiro-sama. That's an added thing to my theory, is that's Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama's Oyashiro-sama's gender, like, do they call Oyashiro-sama a dude? He?
Everyone in the village uses he, him for Oyashiro-sama.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't know the gender of this horned character anyway, or this character. It's allegedly in Rika's head, so I don't know. But I feel like we had a few lines that were from this alleged Oyashiro-sama character during when they found Tomitake, and they were saying every time Takano and Tomitake die. They were saying that. And I think that was from this character that is possessing Rika. That's my thing right now. What the fuck? I'm going to say that Rena, with her, like, whole deal with the maggots in her blood, that is schizophrenia. I'm saying that. That's 100% schizophrenia. I don't think that is actually, like, the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I think Rena's just schizophrenic. And it's fucked. The whole scene of her, like, trying to open veins to get the maggots out actually reminded... I'm sorry. Actually reminded me of a scene from, oh god, what is that movie called? Ex Machina. Which is a really good movie.
I was disassociating, like, that entire scene. That shit makes me feel so ill. I was just, like, focusing on, like, how my voice sounded instead of the words I was saying, because it was making me feel so ill.
Yeah, no, there's a scene similar in Ex Machina, and I remember, like, watching it with a friend and going, oh, but it's a different, without, like, getting into the details of it, the reason it's happening and this dude is doing it is because he's starting to question his own humanity, because he finds out these robots that basically passed, you know, I forget what the test is called, but the test that convinces you that they are a human, he thought they were a human and then finds out that they're robots, and then he starts to question if he's a human, if he's a robot, and then that similar shenanigans ensue, and I was like, the Turing test! That's it. That's what I was thinking of. So I just needed to point out that that scene reminded me of Ex Machina, which is a good film. You should check it out, guys. That scene is in there, though, so... Woo! What other thoughts? Takano's saying that if they find out I've been doing this research, they are going to kill me or get rid of me is intriguing to me. Because she does every time. Every single time they find her dead. Not the Harkness test, that's a different test. Come on, Gil.
Yeah, that's about, like, monsters and whether you can fuck them and shit. It's also not very accurate.
No, it's just if they are intelligent, and they are of the age of maturity for their species, then you can fuck it, and I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like that, because that,
I hate
that's
the
Scooby-Doo.
Harkness test. Yeah, exactly! Oh! Mufasa!
Like, Scooby-Doo is intelligent, he can talk, he can give you enthusiastic consent, he is of mating age for his species, he's also Scooby-fucking-Doo.
He's also Scooby-Doo! Anyway, we're getting off topic. Was there anything else that, we should talk
Rex?
about? What?
Rex?
Scooby-Doo.
Run over, Shaggy.
Oh. Okay. Should we wrap it up here?
Yes,
Yes. Alright.
my throat hurts a lot.
And it's hot. Alright, let's get out of here. Bye, guys.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Even though 9/11 happened in the middle of the stream.
Let's raid somebody like Splash did. Someone who's been going for hours and is probably gonna end soon.
No. I mean, we haven't been going that long. I usually go a
Really? It
little
feels like
longer.
I've been going for like hours.
It's been
It feels like
3
we've been here for
hours.
3 years.
It's been 3 hours.
Oh,
Alright,
that's respectable.
Let me make sure I save. Before
I was just playing, by the way, Splash. I was being silly.
We just playing. Okay. I don't know what I'm playing next. Oh yeah, I'm playing the Upturned. Wednesday. I might beat it, I'm not sure. So let me change that. What is next stream? Wacky Wednesday! Wednesday at 2. Not with Cal. Unless you want to watch me play the Upturned. I don't know. I need a drink. I do need a drink. Not right now. It's too early for that. Okay, now I can leave the game. And now I can find somebody to raid. Alright. Chat, what do we want to do? Is Terra nil? Oh, Proxy's still going? Proxy started earlier than me, like way earlier than me. Proxy doing some sort of marathon?
Good luck, Proxy.
Hmm. Whoa. You know what? Proxy seems like she's still going, and you know what? We can actually do the thing where, like, maybe Proxy will be ending soon. But it's okay. We can chill with her the rest of her stream, however long she ends up going.
Have
If
a
you
good
guys,
day, everybody.
yeah, if you guys don't already follow Proxy, Proxy is very sweet, very good vibes, and she streams handheld hardware. Like, all the games she streams are on handheld devices and actual hardware. Good friend. Go get out of here. Get out of— wait. Raid message. Tell her that. Tell her the raid message.
It should have been Homestuck 9/11.
Nah. We don't need to force that upon her. Proxy is one of those people. She never got into Homestuck. She tried and she was like, this is I can't this is boring. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. It took me so long to finally get into it.